Transition. Ba, 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 ba.
What is
Everywhere.
this? What is
Damn
this?
it! I clicked on the wrong thing.
Immediately. We don't even have, we're not even going to do like an intro. It's just like, here it is. Here's this fucking thing.
Well, no, what do you mean? It's not here's this fucking thing. I just had it up and then I clicked on the wrong thing.
Looks good.
Well, now it looks stupid.
No,
I had
fine.
it before where the logo was all big.
Okay, well, just go back to
And
the
now it looks
two-camera
dumb.
setup, and then we'll lead into it normally.
But it
Before
will
the
still look
reverse-
bad. There.
This is
shit,
a complete
shit,
disaster
shit.
already.
There. Okay, now that looks good. No, now it's not on full screen
Hit
mode.
the thing!
Fuck!
I don't know what's going on. There it goes.
You motherfuckers better not be watching this for free.
Yeah.
Unless you paid $5 last night and we gypped you.
That's true. If you've purloined the link, because, man, we got a lot of comments last night that were like, I can't believe you guys would rip us off in such a PKA-style manner. Which
Somebody
I don't
said,
what
you
is
guys
that
are fucking
about?
up a lot lately. I'm like, bro, I'm sorry. I didn't... I mean, it seemed funny. Obviously, we're going to watch it.
Obviously, we're gonna watch it, but like when the second we started it, I'm like, okay, well, I know how we watch these videos.
It's going to take forever.
Yeah, we got 2 seconds in and we're already pausing the fucking thing. It's going to take all day to talk about this. I don't know. This bonus episode,
Like,
if this bonus episode turns into 4 hours, I'm not going to be surprised because that's just like how this shit goes. There's so much bullshit to unpack.
You're fucking up a lot lately.
You're fucking up a lot lately.
How old are you? You better be 46 if you're telling me that.
Well, for those of you who are just stumbling across this episode, maybe you aren't coming from yesterday, maybe this is in the future you're listening to this, what has just happened is Eric July has broke his epic documentary exposing the haters, breaking the narrative or whatever the fuck he's doing.
Behind the narrative.
Behind the narrative. Oh, I'm sorry. Breaking the narrative is that other guy on Twitter.
Eric's
Why are
like
black guys always touching narratives, man? Why are black guys obsessed with narratives?
You know the beginning of Space Odyssey 2001, that big monolith? That's the narrative. So they have to be around it, behind it, on top of it, underneath. They don't want to get underneath it.
I feel like
Now
sometimes
this feels like a
black
Seinfeld
guys
episode.
hear a word for a word they already know, and they're like, well, that's a much
it.
more... Yeah,
I'm
well,
going to establish myself as the guy that says narrative.
black guys like to have like a kind of complex vocabulary, you know, like indubitably, you know?
Yeah.
So like instead of saying story, they go, it's a narrative. We're talking about narrative here. We're doing business here. Anyway, Eric July is about to break this narrative
Behind the narrative.
wide open. For some reason, he has released a 26-minute...
He's fucking the narrative in the ass.
He's doing
That's
a
what
lot
he's
of things
doing.
to the narrative. A 26-minute documentary. Last time I checked, it had 8,000 views, which is not great.
I can't believe you did this to Urkel, man. This would have been a good one.
That I smashed his eye in, right? This still looks good. If anything, it kind of looks cool like this. It's like battle
Urkel.
damage Urkel.
Now people are only sending in black Funko Pops,
I've-
but all different kinds.
I
Not
know.
just mother's milk.
I have an entire collection of African-American, all my favorite African-American characters. Eric July. How come no one has made us an Eric July Funko Pop? It feels like that's pretty obvious at this point. There's got to be something you could customize.
So Eric decided to drop a 30-minute long argument
right.
about everything that every normal person has been saying since Eric called the cops on Riley.
Right.
Starting, well, maybe I don't even know where he's starting. Starting before that, probably, and he is arguing everything that everyone said, and even things that they've thought they might say.
Yeah.
It's like the ultimate flowchart for detractors.
It's yeah. Well, he's
got the entire universe in this flowchart.
Well,
of how
he
to
said
argue.
explicitly. So what I guess has happened is Eric July is a man who can't deal with the fact that people are going, "Hey, remember when you were like a little bitch and you called the cops on that little
Which
guy?"
you did do, yeah.
You know. And
If you thought not taking criticism on your comic was bad,
Yeah.
not taking criticism on you is really bad.
I think the best thing you could do is you could go, man, I sure did call the cops on that little guy. I threatened to call the cops on the little guy, and you just got to go, what are you gonna do?
that's probably the best part about being an alcoholic.
Yeah.
You get so many chances to work
You get
on
so
your,
many chances
sorry,
to
I
just
did
go
that.
through. Yeah, my bad.
That was wrong of me.
I was over the line. I'm sorry.
I did that.
I'm sorry I did that. Instead,
Most people don't have those opportunities
Right.
every day.
Well, some people now need to go and explain to, again, I think he's seeing people in the internet ether, and he's going, well, they've got the wrong side of the story. They don't know the horrible ordeal I was put through by
yeah.
this gremlin, and I'm gonna break it down in great detail so you
Riley's more
understand.
of a ghoulie.
He's a ghoulie.
Ghoul.
He's a
ghoulie.
ghoul.
Yeah.
He's grabbing you. He's
Gremlins
a
are
ghoul.
like, they're more diabolical, I think.
Okay, he's more of a ghoul to you. I think of him. I think gremlins are mischievous. I think he's more gremlin-esque.
Really?
We should
Gremlins will
talk to
fuck your
Tony's
shit
our
up.
resident gremlin expert. We should call
We finally
Tony.
need Tony.
We finally need Tony. Is he more of a goonie or a gremlin?
You've got a
Tony?
lifeline. Riley more of a, I know the guy for this. Well, and then he'll talk for 20 minutes and run out of time.
Right.
You're like, no!
In the original theatrical cut, the ghoulies were all right.
Funny
Tony.
enough, the original script title for Gremlins was Ghoulies.
Well, now I don't know what to think. Anyway, we said we would watch it last
Because
night.
Ghoulies climb out of the toilet.
What are ghoulies from?
He's coming out of the toilet. The movie Ghoulies. What are you talking
There's a
about?
movie called Ghoulies?
Get the hell out of here.
I have-
Any kind of combination of like a little gag sound that you can make, there's
Right.
a movie about
I'm
it.
sure there's a movie
Chuds.
called Ghoulies, but I'm not
There's
like.
Ghoulies 2 and 3.
Well, I've never seen any of them, so I don't know. The only Ghoulies I know is there was an Xbox game called Grabbed by the Ghoulies, and that was about running
You
away from
wiener?
ghosts. No.
Oh, there's the Ghoulies
Ghosts
there.
were trying to grab your dick, which is the premise of the video game that came up last night.
Okay.
Anyway, as we promised, we are now watching it and are behind our Patreon paywall, which everyone's mad about because Dick made them pay. What was it? 5 times 50?
Look at this guy and tell me this isn't Riley.
$250. Okay, I do remember seeing this cover actually. He's a little ghoulie. He's kind of got the same, yeah. You know, suspenders would be a good look on Riley, honestly. I think suspenders would be a good look for him. So we're gonna learn. Now we have not. Both of us have refrained from watching. We watched like 2 minutes of this to start
And
off,
it took a half hour.
and it took a half hour.
Let's get started.
Let's get started. We have not seen this.
And we're gonna find problems in this and put it on the vote. Also,
yes,
we
we will have problems.
whether it's the coping, the sneating, or the maulding.
I already know one of my problems: inappropriate use of stock footage. But we'll get into that.
Okay. Here we go. We'll probably let the first 2 minutes. We already discussed this. We let the first 2
just
minutes
play
go.
through it
Took
quick.
off, I was everywhere,
let
interacting
it
with fans,
flow.
critics, and
Okay,
even the
well,
haters.
whoops,
But once the Rippaverse exploded, my life changed. I made a promise to myself, my family, my team, and our customers to focus on being a better professional for the sake of this business. Unfortunately, some saw that as an opportunity. Without me actively addressing things, drama farm and content creators fill the gap, floating lies, taking things out of context, and spinning narratives unchecked. And while there are plenty of people that
I'm sorry. He said float. It's hard. He said floating lies, meaning
floating
that
lies.
we're like saying floating lies out to see if they'll stick.
Yeah.
And what's matching it on the screen is lies floating up. Now I get the editor.
Floating lies.
It's like a rebus puzzle.
Yeah, the editor has to take everything he says literally and make an accompanying graphic.
are pushing back and defending me is rarely creators with big platforms. So a lot of people, especially the perpetually online, start believing the lies. While most of this nonsense hasn't impacted the business, it's not for lack of trying. These people go out of their way to go after anyone who supports me or the Rippaverse. Fans,
Is that a black
business
woman
partners,
texting?
even-
Like, couldn't you have found like an angry white guy at least? Whatever.
How much time was spent on sourcing stock footage on like Adobe
It's the worst stock footage too. It's like business guys talking about like diagrams, and it's
Does
like
he have a license for all this? Because stock footage is expensive.
stock footage is expensive.
You get an Adobe stock account, and then
You blow through that in 2 seconds. They make you spend 10 credits on one piece of stock footage.
yeah,
Yeah.
there's Creative Commons sites, but they're usually uploaded illegally to trap you into using it illegally, and then they come after you, the original holder. We're gonna have to look into this.
It's a lot of money in stock footage. It does cost a lot to get all that stuff.
Okay.
colleagues. They don't deserve that. So I'm starting this segment
All
beyond the
those people
narrative as
deserve
a
to
simple
suffer.
place for
I'm
people
sorry.
to reference when the usual nonsense pops up. This isn't me going back to monetize your haters, and I'm not diving back into the YouTube grind. I'm
glad he has an
my focus
explanation
anymore, so
to-
I'm not chasing.
As somebody pointed out, I think somebody was comparing him to Stuttering John because he was like, this is exactly what Stuttering John does whenever he makes a video, which is explain how he just threw it together so it doesn't really count. And it's like, whatever, you know. It's just to address the haters and defend my friends. So you can't really critique it, right? You know, because it's not like I put a lot of work into it.
Because if you critique it, it's like you spending time on something I
Yeah.
don't even care about. So actually, it's you caring.
And as he
You're
explained,
mad.
his 26-minute monologue, you know, he just came off the cuff. He didn't write it down or anything. This is just a stream of consciousness.
Stream of
of course.
consciousness, spoken eloquently. Do you think it's AI? Do you think this is an AI, Eric?
I can't imagine.
Let me listen for
I've
it.
heard people say that, but
He's like a Doctor Strange, where he's like predicting every outcome of every argument that you might have
Right.
on his.
Well, you may be thinking I shouldn't have done
You
this,
might be thinking
but
this.
here's
You might be
why.
thinking this. You might be thinking this. There's 14 million ways you could be detracting. None of them are right.
I've advised people in the past who have had like, you know, things there where they go like, oh, I want to explain what happened. I don't want to do it as long and as complicated as possible.
Yeah.
And I go, you get about 2 sentences before everybody loses interest.
I'm not a pedophile.
Yeah, there you go.
That's the sentence.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Content. I'm spending 20 minutes recording this, passing it off to my editorial team, and getting right back to
Why
work.
is editorial team?
His
in
editorial
quotes?
team is a guy in a hat with a cell phone. Okay. Good.
His editorial team is a
Why is it in
mixologist.
quotation? Because
Yeah, why
it's
is
a
it in
joke?
quotes?
Whatever.
Is it a joke though?
I don't know.
Somebody edited this.
Well, yeah, but it's just a guy, I would hope. I hope he doesn't have a whole fucking team working on this, but maybe he does.
These segments are here so that fans and really anyone who supports what we're doing have a central place to point to when someone brings up one of these tired talking points. Whether you want to reference it, share it, or just have the facts, it's all right here. So let's get into the first issue.
brawny man.
There's a lot of fake information floating around about the weirdo who got arrested outside of our meetup.
Riley.
So in this video, we're going to break down some of those myths. A YouTuber who I wasn't even familiar with called my operation a scam and then posted a wall of text review. Still in my content phase, I addressed that wall of text in a video.
Can I say he's already lying? Because
what?
He's saying that you called it a scam and then posted a wall of text review.
Yeah.
I don't think you called it a scam at first. Because the charity scam stuff came later.
No, but I think his
did
whole
you-
business is a scam.
Yeah, okay.
Like scamming money out of for culture war trash.
But he's making it sound like you were like actually accusing him of like business scamming when you're just accusing him of being a fucking
Scam artist.
Yeah, scam. Yeah,
Yeah.
in the more like pejorative sense or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
The review was clearly bogus, and I broke down exactly
Clearly
why.
bogus.
We focused on what was said.
That's why you're still melting down about it. It's so clearly bogus.
I do like. I wanted to say real quick is like. Eric, shouldn't you separate you, the man, from the comic company? Because you're like, I'm making this for the fans of the Rippaverse.
Yeah,
And you're like, this should
yeah.
have nothing to do with the comics at all. Like,
No.
your comic universe should not be like, also, I'm fighting with guys online. Like, just
Also, a
don't-
guy got arrested outside of a meetup. That
Yeah.
has nothing to do with your comics.
Right. He's making it sound like this is about his comic universe. And like, if you're a fan of the comics, you need to know all this stuff. It's like, no, Eric's like, this is your like when I read a Spider-Man comic, I don't need to know about who Stan Lee's been
Who's
fighting
divorced.
with.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Last year's Jack Kirby got a divorce last month.
Honestly, you should be working to like distance those two aspects of yourself, but you've intertwined them so stupidly.
Maybe calling it the Rippaverse was
That
not
was
a good idea.
That was a terrible idea. Yeah.
Yeah.
You should have your company.
Not Eric's universe.
Eric's
it should be
cool
called.
comic universe with all his YouTube friends is basically what
Who
you're
don't
saying.
defend me.
Who don't defend me hard enough, so I have to do it myself.
That's funny. The quartering has his mouth shut on this, I've noticed. At first, remember when Eric was first starting to like not argue anymore?
Yeah.
He did a little bit and the quartering chastised him.
Telling
Quartering's
him
like,
to
hey
knock
boy,
it off?"
didn't I tell you to knock your shenanigans
Yeah.
off?
I think he also said that, what do you call it, Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers guy told him to shut up.
Yeah.
But now he's not shutting up. And I
And
don't
he's
know.
crying about them not defending him.
Right.
That's cool.
But that's a weird thing. It's like, Eric, you don't need to do this. Any defense you put up is not important at all because
nah, I don't know.
well, like
People say don't feed the trolls, but honestly, that doesn't work on me. Like, I'm not stopping.
but this does not make him look better to
That's
anyone.
true. Yeah, that's true.
Like, I think even his own audience is not going to go, oh, well, now I support him doubly hard. Like, I guess he just wanted, like, a comment section full of guys going, I'm so sorry you went through this. He's basically those girls who got harassed by that streamer
Almost
last
raped.
week.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who's going, oh, can you believe what I've been dealing with? Oh, my God, all this trauma. And he just wants, like, people to feel sympathy for him. And you're like, dude,
I can't believe that. I can't believe this is happening to you.
it's so horrible.
Can't believe a fat guy's handing out my comics in front of my event. Okay.
I can't believe that the DC Comics Pro I tried to pull rank on is mercilessly making fun of me for the rest of my life.
Okay, here we go.
Not who said it. It was pretty even keeled and basic. This is why I never even mentioned where it had come from. This sparked a whole conversation about good versus bad faith criticism instead of
This is why I had not mentioned where it had come from.
It's not important. It's irrelevant. You made a video saying you were going to sue us, man.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
This is why I had not
We're
even
looking
mentioned
into
where it had
legal. We
come
got
from.
rock star lawyers looking into dibba jabba cabba jabba. But it's not important.
I bet I'm more famous than Eric
This one
July.
doesn't make any fucking sense. He's already made a whole video about our podcast.
Yeah.
And now
how
he's
we're
going,
getting sued.
but the guys who made the review, they're not
They're
even important,
not
so I'm not even going
important.
to talk about them.
They don't even
why were
matter.
we important to talk about with that one time that you got everybody on YouTube fucking pissed at us? That we were
what were
fucking
the
important
receipts
then.
filed under?
Yeah, where are their fucking receipts?
Guys,
Cocksucker, dude.
Focusing on whether or not the review itself was legitimate, some people try to twist the narrative, acting as if I was attacking all criticism, but that was never the point. The focus was on the veracity
Who are
of
the
what
two
was being said.
baristas?
The review
Discussing their epiphras. I should make a list of all the fucking file footage in here.
yeah, okay. Couple arguing about the nature of criticism, I guess.
How much of this is stock
The little
footage?
boy's head.
Little boy's head.
Little boy's head. We got to find the stock footage.
Arguing.
Somebody might be getting revenue stolen from them.
Two baristas. Man with hat typing. All right.
Okay, little hat.
is filled with false things or made up nonsense. Why would anyone take it seriously? It's like if someone told you the sky's green and gravity doesn't exist, you wouldn't sit there debating it like it's a valid opinion. You just dismiss it because it's objectively false. Same.
No, I would debate. Actually, there's a lot of debate on what gravity is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, for a guy who makes comics, dialogue is supposed to go from left to right. So you should have horizontally flipped this footage so the woman talks first, because then it would have went in the correct order. The character on the left should speak, and then the character on the right should speak. All you have to do is a simple horizontal flip.
Yeah.
But you don't know any of the rules of comic making, so don't worry about it.
Okay.
Same thing here. If something is clearly untrue, why would anyone take it to heart? If you're wondering where one of the biggest fake narratives started, it was this. And if you don't believe me, check out Dan Cotter's thread where he dismantled that review point by point, complete with receipts. It's a masterclass. Apparently that critique
Wait, who? Who the
Dan
fuck is
Cotter,
Dan Cotter?
he's some Twitter guy I see around. I don't know.
He put on a master class?
Apparently,
Dismantling
he
a review?
dismantled your review. How come we've never seen this? It's been so
What does he
thoroughly
say?
dismantled. Let's see. Confusing who is the sister and who is Mrs. Newman. If not for your sister, do it for Mrs. Newman. It doesn't have the same impact.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's been completely masterfully
Wow,
debunked.
that's a master class. I think everyone who uses the term master class should be killed.
Yeah.
Every time I hear it now, it's like this makes
It's a
me
master
so
class.
angry. Just put
It
on
looks like a guy on
masterclass.
Twitter just saying, well, actually.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's amazing.
dismantled
Go
that
check
review
them
We'll
out.
have
point
to
by
see
point,
that.
complete with receipts. It's a masterclass. Apparently that critique of the critique bruised the guy's ego. From
That's
that
you.
point on, he declared me public enemy number one on his own little one-sided.
Is that the rap group Public Enemy number 1
Yeah,
behind him?
Yeah, wow. So he needed a picture of Public Enemy, so he found Public Enemy, the band, the rap group. And
Somebody's
you
getting paid big
Right.
bucks.
So you're
edit
saying
this.
so he's already like Eric, you're lying. He's saying you were so blown out by him and Dan Cotter saying your review sucked. Who we hadn't even heard of this
I don't
Dan
even
Cotter
think you're
fucking
my
guy.
biggest bad guy.
No, and he's like, you were so blown out that he made me Public Enemy number one. Nah, dude, just like
You
a
just
guy,
spurged out.
Yeah, you spurged
for
out.
like 2 weeks.
Okay, for us making fun of your fucking comic, well, that's pretty funny. Obviously, we're gonna keep talking about it.
You wrote like 6 5,000 word essays on how the criticism doesn't matter and that
and then you started going to people in DMs and being like, "Hey, you're not allowed to talk to that dick guy anymore." Or if you do, you're not allowed on my streams, and I'm not going to promote you. And
Yeah, you wigged out.
And EBS was like, all right, bitch, fuck that. Like, that was a bad move, man.
And then it turned out that no one was reading your stupid comic. That's why it was so funny.
It was that I always forget about that part where you go, wait.
What's your favorite part?
Yeah, what's your favorite part?
Well, I have it.
Remember when we went on, God, what's that guy's podcast? And there was the guy who had bought ISOM, and we go, well, what's your favorite part of it? And he literally was like, well, I haven't read it yet.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm
I
like,
remember
dude,
that
this
guy's
is
name.
crazy.
Okay.
Why? How do you
Sure.
buy a comic from a guy and you don't even want to fucking read it? I think a lot of his fans are just actually illiterate.
Yeah.
I think they're like, oh, well, I only.
Reading's kind of hard for them.
Yeah, I think so.
They say like, I'm not a reader, but I have this comic.
War. Then one of his lackeys decided to inject himself into this imaginary feud for some internet clout. The things people will do
That's
for
Riley
content.
he's talking
Here's where
about.
it really gets weird. I never interacted with
Why
this
is
guy.
this so compressed? Like, listen to that line delivery. It should have been pause. Like, he has jokes in here, but it's read like from stop to end with no pausing or.
Well, he's chopped out any breathing.
Clout. The things people will
Like
do.
that.
He decided to inject himself into this imaginary feud for some internet clout. The things people will do
There's
for
supposed to be a pause there.
Right.
For internet
Well,
clout.
any place where
The things people will do
any
for
place where
clout.
he's stopped to take a breath, he's chopped it out.
It's weird.
It is weird and
It's a
unnatural.
weird decision.
Yes.
Why put the joke in then?
content. Here's where it really gets weird. I never interacted with this guy.
Here's where it really gets weird. A drawing of Eric that doesn't look anything
No.
like. Yeah, that is weird.
And
You're
this
right.
is Riley hacking the mainframe, apparently. Hacking the Rippaverse is what this file footage seems to be telling me.
Once, to my knowledge, yet out of nowhere, he built his entire online persona around me. He ripped off my podcast, copied the logo, and became obsessed, even with what he chooses to call himself.
You
And
did
then
it
his own
backwards.
bit was
Wait.
straight.
If you're going to show him ripping off your logo, you show your logo being replaced by his.
Out of nowhere,
Oh,
he
whatever.
built his entire online
I'm
persona
nitpicking
around
now.
me. He ripped off my podcast, copied the logo, and became obsessed, even with what he chooses to call himself.
Why is The
And
Rock smashing it? Riley?
I don't know. Yeah, Riley came after, so that doesn't even. These
This
editors
is like
are
a
bad.
this is a new kind of game.
Yeah.
Instead of rock, paper, scissors, it's rock, Riley, black guy. You're just all like the.
I can't follow your metaphor. Like, why don't you just put them side by side? Why would a rock be crushing his and then yours appears?
Well, who needs metaphors?
I guess.
You know?
He ripped off your podcast. He made a.
What
that's the other
writer
thing.
has ever
Dude,
used
he's like,
metaphors
he's-
incorrectly?
Riley ripping off your stupid little fucking logo is just like a funny little joke. Like, I don't even. It's not him ripping off. Whatever.
You know what, though?
What?
It bothered him.
I know,
This
but
is,
that's the
this
thing.
is one of a long list of things that Riley's done where I thought, oh, that's dumb. There's no way that's going to bug him.
Yeah.
And then you find out years later.
No, but
like,
that
it
is
did bug him.
genuinely funny. Is like, hey, you know that stupid fucking podcast and that AI looking picture of you? I'm gonna take that. I'm just gonna make your same podcast. I'm like, oh, that's kind of funny. And
What is this supposed to show?
I don't get, like, has Eric never encountered like internet trolls? It's like, yeah, they just do little like fuck around shit.
He's had his ass kissed by white people for his entire life
Right.
because of sports.
So you just go, oh, that guy's like, okay, like Mad Cucks is an example. He's doing an impression of Maddox. And you're like,
And Maddox
oh,
said the same thing.
Why would a guy be doing impressions of me? And like, I don't even get it.
I don't even
and
get
blah.
it. It's not
Oh,
cool.
it's funny because it's you, but it sucks. You know,
Yeah,
or
it's
whatever.
like exaggerated like things
Yeah.
that you do.
It's taking a thing that you invested time that you clearly were proud of,
And making fun
and
of
making
it.
fun of
Yeah.
it.
Making
And
it
it's
look
actually
stupid.
funnier because of how irrelevant you are. It's like taking you, who is like so irrelevant and pointless,
Yeah.
and specifically harassing you only is funny.
This is the same shit that Maddox would do. Hyper focus on like retarded.
Bullshit, yeah.
And throwing it out with
Minutia.
everything else. Like, he stole my logo and he's a criminal stalker.
Right. Well, that's the thing. Nobody cares about, like, no normal person goes, what? So he like made fun of your logo? Like, what did he do? Did he start a world award-winning podcast that has millions of listeners? No. He just fucking took your logo and like made a fucking funny podcast. I don't even know how many episodes he did of that.
off my pod-
It's so blown out, Eric. You got completely blown out. That's the thing is, like, I'm like, Eric, don't show things he did that are actually, if you want to like win people over, you need to show me like
Show the
horrendous shit he
bad
did.
stuff.
Yeah, this is funny. I go, oh, that's kind of funny. Like, obviously, that's kind of funny. I got a podcast where I'm like a cool muscle guy. Yeah, well, this fat kid like made fun of you by making the same thing.
Same thing.
Yeah, that's funny. He's pretending to be an alternate version of you.
Yeah. He's just ripping you off.
That's goofy and funny. He stole my podcast. No one can steal your podcast.
See, because he knows he's not like this cool muscle guy.
Right.
And he's saying that you think you are. Do you get it?
Yeah.
Do you get the joke?
He's goofing on you.
podcast, copied the logo, and became obsessed, even with what he chooses to call himself. And then his old bit was threatening to shave me. Weird stuff. Again, this wasn't a one-off thing for a bit.
Weird. Starting to
Again.
shave me.
He threatened to shave. This again, you're showing funny things he did and trying to convince. Oh, that's fucking weird. That's fucking weird. Yeah, but it's kind of funny though. Like, come on. He's just showing like that's what happens is like these guys.
He said he would show up and make me gay. Doesn't he know that I'm straight?
These guys don't understand when you try to seriously explain what a troll did. He said he was going to shave me. Okay. It's like Matt Barr being like, Riley said he was going to rape me. And it's like, I don't think Riley's going to rape you,
I'm starting to think that Riley would rape you because you're crying about it so much that it would be so funny.
Yeah. I don't think he's going to do that.
That's another totally stupid remark that's like, oh, man, you really know how to get to people. Day 10 of walking up this hill every day until I'm fit. Oh, that was after Eric said he's too fat. Riley's too fat.
Did he say
have
that?
An opinion. That's why Riley started this walk up the hill thing.
Yeah.
Because Eric said he's too fat, and I don't listen to any criticism
I don't
from
listen to
someone
any
so
criticism
fat.
from fats. And then you cut to the footage he showed us of the Rippaverse fan meetups, and you're like, dude, half your
fat
audience is
says.
Tubos,
Yeah.
man. What do you want?
That's why this started.
Yeah.
Not weird stuff.
We will win.
His entire online persona became this.
That's
Again,
not
I never
him.
engaged with this guy. He just decided to become the useful idiot of YouTubers that were desperate for content. But he kept escalating. It went from
Just use
this
our
weird
names.
internet obsession to real life. He doxed my home, bragged on YouTube channels about driving by my house, threatened my employees, and even said he pee on my ancestors' grave.
Shouldn't you post proof of that?
I'll give him credit for not saying that he did pee on the grave.
That's true.
Okay, at least, Eric, you get a little bit of credit for not continuing that fucking lie.
I don't think he doxed Eric, though.
Well, he didn't.
Because his warehouse is public. I don't think he doxed his home. I think Eric sent Vickyverse a DMCA complaint that had his home address on it.
I don't know.
That's
what
how his
happened
address
there.
got out. I mean, I think like doxing is the whole premise of it is retarded.
It's stupid.
But-
It's like I've said. I'm like, yeah, okay, take a picture of my fucking house. What's
Yeah.
good? You know, what can I
That's
do?
where I live. I
Yeah.
don't know. How to tell you can't.
Well,
really
he said,
keep
and then
that
what did he say?
secret.
He's threatening his employees or something. Threatening them what? Shaving them?
I need to see proof of that.
Yeah.
and what he said.
Well, see, this would be okay if this was
That's
like
a receipt.
a receipt right here. If he
Yeah.
had receipts of like, oh, well, here's where he said he's going to come to my house and
He
kill
threatened
my
my employees
family.
with what?
Yeah, what do you mean?
What do you mean? He threatened to
He said
rape them, or
he was going to put stickers on them. Oh, okay.
Oh,
Interesting.
it's important.
Crossed the line and spilled into real life, and that's what led to his arrest. In literally any other context, we'd all agree this is a deranged stalker. But because it's me, people twist the narrative, so they started floating lies around just to justify.
Oh, there's the lies
Oh,
I
floating.
you're
wanted to
used
show
to.
you exactly how we got here and break down the myths.
I mean,
along the way.
everyone
Myth number
knows
one.
how Riley got arrested. Eric had the
Eric called the
police
cops.
meet him at a gas station,
Yeah.
and then said that Riley cried constantly to the cops, sent them Twitter
Tweets.
shit over
Yeah.
and over until they made an arrest warrant. And then when Riley showed up to hand out comic books at the meetup,
Well, did he get a restraining order like secretly, or was it an actual arrest
No, it
warrant?
was an arrest warrant.
For what, stalking?
yeah, for that new stalking statute that didn't hold up in
Cyberbullying or
court.
something?
Yeah, because it doesn't apply to famous people. Because it's like
Fascinating.
retarded. Okay.
Told his critics to pull up. This is a completely out of context statement and irrelevant to what actually
believe we're
happened.
doing
First
this.
of all,
Isn't
I
it- hasn't
never
it been like
told
2
any
years?
It's been
individual-
2 years of this pull-up shit, Eric. You know goddamn well that you have threatened to beat up everyone you get in an argument with because you are a giant bitch. Like, you are the type of guy that threatens to beat people up when you get intimidated, when you feel stupid and out of your element and out of your depth, and you have done it with everybody you've argued with online. Everybody.
There's a clip of him going, you know, you guys are lucky I'm not Eric July from 5 years ago. And
Yeah.
you're like, why? Because you would have breakdanced on top of us? But he's insinuating that he used to be
would've
like
kicked our
a
ass.
gangbanger, you know? He was going to drag us
Says
through
he
the
carries
mud.
a gun illegally
Yeah,
everywhere he goes.
and when I go to the Comic-Con, you better believe I'm packing heat, man.
He told that comic guy that he was in an argument with, that Eric guy, whatever his name
Eric
is,
DeBunks.
that he was going to kick his ass over Spider-Man because he didn't know the right Spider-Man for something.
Yeah, wait, that was that other guy. It wasn't Eric. It was, fuck.
He's just an angry guy, dude. We all know that being a gangster.
Yeah, you played tough
play
guy
a
for a
tough
while,
guy.
and then you got called on. And everyone's like, yeah, Riley was like, okay,
I don't care.
I'll pull up. Let's do it.
And your Brandon, your henchman,
Yeah.
fucking Laser Eyes, is another tough guy. Both of you guys are always puffing your chests out and acting like you're going to beat some. We know everyone knows that you were threatening to beat us up and doing your gangster jive talk shit. Well, let's go then. Let's take it outside.
Oh, how come one of these guys will never come? They never come up in my face. Because he was specifically saying, like, confront me in public. Pull up, bitch.
Always some
and you're
version
like,
of that.
I'm like, all right, yeah. I mean, he's always like, oh, you would never say that to my face. I'm like, yeah, I would.
I would.
I'm sure I'll see you at a Comic-Con at some point. I'll go, hey,
You're a
how's it
giant
going,
bitch.
Man? Yeah, your comic sucks, and you're a
not
bitch.
your little gang behind you. From 2012.
The Rippaverse.
Person to pull up. The context was simple. I was highlighting how energy online is always different from how it is in person. That's still true to this day. Whenever we're at events, it's nothing but love. In this particular case, I was talking about the difference.
Yeah, this guy, look at this love on this guy's face here.
Brandon. He's got a lot of love.
Look at the love here. That's love for you, man.
And energy leading up to Fan Expo. I said if anyone had something they would like to discuss, they should come up and we could hash it out like men. And I was explicit. I said, let's talk. Let's hash it out. Let's talk about it. Let's be men. But here's where the dishonesty really kicks in. People twisted that into me calling.
Where was you saying pull up, shithead? Where's the quote pull up?
Pull up.
Where is it? Because you said it.
Play that clip, man.
You don't really see him full of love right there, by the way.
I gotta say, if anyone's making like a counterpoint to this, just get the clip where he says, like, you know, Eric July back in the day, you wouldn't have wanted to mess with him. Like, constantly talking all this shit about how he's gonna kick everybody's ass.
How about when you said you were gonna shoot Riley with a machine gun if he came to your warehouse again?
Oh, yeah, he said he's like, you know, it's Texas. I could air him out, I believe was the
you
quote.
can't, and you shouldn't want. You immediately went to that.
Yeah.
When you got pressed. I'll kill him.
I'll kill him with a gun. That's horrible.
Talk about it. Let's be men. But here's where the dishonesty really kicks in. People twisted that into me calling for a fight, or worse, as if I was calling out the stalker. But that video was from May of 2023, before the stalker even started.
You're talking to me in
that. And this wasn't a one-off statement. Back in March of 2023, before I addressed the other guy's wall of text, I tweeted using the
Dude, just use our fucking names, Eric.
The other guy. The other guy's wall of text. Yeah, he
just use names, bro.
It's exhausting. He's also, again, he's going, well, I didn't tell him to pull up. You said anyone.
Yeah,
if anyone has an issue with
pull
me,
up.
pull up. Oh, but I didn't mean him. That was directed at him.
People that he likens to, the mentioned things. No,
term pull up, clearly talking about being civil. It's a basic term that you have to go out of your way to misunderstand. I've even talked about this.
He just
same
put the
concept in
dictionary
videos,
definition of civil on the screen to help us out, by the way.
And a stock footage of shaking hands.
Thanks, Eric.
Okay.
Staying civil during disagreements.
Man, ain't nobody fucking about to go fight no motherfucker over no YouTube, man. Come on. Well, who you think I am? You? I abide by the non-aggression principle. These are words. I might not like what it is you say, but I won't punch you in the face for it. And so they think it's funny, and they think because, well, they're on a crusade, well, it's fine. Okay, I can do it. I can try to ruin these guys' businesses. I can claim they're frauding people. I can try to do all of that stuff, and it's okay because they think they're on a crusade fighting the bigots and the fascists and the racists and the misogynists. Like,
racists?
They make up.
Who are we fighting?
I don't know, man.
Who's he talking about now?
I don't know. He's saying that the reason he's being attacked is because people think he's racist and a bigot and whatever else.
Crusades. You can disagree with me all day long, but you don't lie.
So to wrap it up, that entire pull-up narrative.
To wrap it up, and he puts
a intentionally
stock footage of a guy making a burrito. Come on, man. This is some fucking
out of context
editing.
To paint me as some tough guy trying to fight his critics, when in reality, I was talking about having conversations face to face and how direct confrontation isn't inherently bad. And even with all that being said, there's no world where anyone can justify just showing up at someone's house.
No one showed up at your house, shithead. No one.
Place of business. That's not discourse. That's crossing the line. There's a huge difference.
Wait a minute. Wait,
we already saw that baristas. You can't reuse that clip.
Anyone can justify.
He had to make it clear that that's not his actual house.
Yeah, but I'm trying to listen to what he's saying.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And even with all that being said, there's no world where anyone can justify just showing up at someone's house or place of business. That's not discourse. That's crossing the line.
You can show up at people's business.
100%. You work at the Blaze with Alex Stein, a guy who burst into Barstool Sports with a shirtless black guy screaming, like, and everybody gets it. Like, oh, he's fucking with Barstool Sports. It's funny.
Yeah.
They kicked him out of the building. It's a bit.
Yeah. Go gamble.
You can't show up to somebody's place of business. Yeah, you can.
Yeah, you can. You can show up
course.
to their house, man.
All the time.
It's annoying, but
Yeah.
it's legal.
Yeah, again, you're in a public business park. That's the thing is he's going on these he's trying to invent these rules of engagement where he's like, well, but then he came to my place of business. He's like, yeah, because he's filming a little comedy thing.
Yeah.
Like, what do you want?
Because you told him to.
Yeah.
You just said, come hash it out. Even your retcon is come hash it out like men.
Also, you're a YouTube guy. Are you not on YouTube where guys will go into like a Chipotle and film some stupid thing of them arguing with the clerk? Or like everybody is going into businesses and fucking around and doing pranks and whatever else. It's like a very common part of the culture. You are not immune to that.
Okay.
A huge difference between public conversation or even private civil conversations and doing what took place there. Anyone acting like those two things are the same as being willfully dishonest. Myth number 2, and possibly the most hilarious one. Eric called the cops because someone made fun of him on the internet. Never happened. I've been in the public sphere since 2000 because someone made fun of him on the internet.
I mean, that is...
Yep, that's it. That's what happened.
That's pretty much what happened.
And then you tried to get Riley thrown in jail on a law that says you can't make fun of somebody.
He's going to say, well, he made fun of me on the internet, but then he came and he made fun of me in real life. So, that means it's okay for me to call the cops that.
But you called them the first time you called the cops is because you were getting made fun of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did he call the cops before Riley ever showed up?
To his warehouse business,
Yeah.
his private warehouse?
Yeah.
No.
So it was
He
after.
called after Riley went to his private warehouse.
Yeah.
Happened. I've been in the public sphere since 2006, and trust me, there's no shortage of people talking trash about me online, yet not a single one of them has ever had the cops called on them. Think about that. It's almost like you'd have to do something specific to make that happen. Here's what actually happened. The stalker weirdo, the one who built his entire persona around obsessing over me, found my home address. One of the biggest lies that spread is that he got my address because my employee supposedly copyright struck him, revealing it. That's completely false. A couple of things here. No one from my team, not an employee, not legal, no one sent him a copyright strike that revealed our address. There are 0 receipts to back up that claim.
Okay, so then where did it come from?
I mean, regardless, okay, so you had your address. I mean, it's probably public. See, I mean, I'm not one of these guys who goes like, oh my God, he had your fucking home address. It's not that hard to find. You just look in the fucking white pages.
Is there a list of all the corrections for this? All right.
That is how he got the
use
warehouse
other
address, though. See, that's the thing
DMCA. He's DMCA'd so many people, it's hard to keep
and
straight.
but he's also doing this thing where he twist shits around. I'm pretty sure that the reason that we had the warehouse address was because he DMCA'd people with the warehouse address.
Yeah.
Okay, but now he's going, oh, well, I didn't DMCA my home address. Yeah, but you did DMCA the fucking warehouse address.
Okay, here's a list of corrections.
People screenshots acting like they were his to inject himself into this one-sided feud. Just to be clear, if he had received anything from our
Just to inject himself into the one-sided feud.
And apparently, this document says that Riley posted a picture of a Zillow listing, you know?
Yeah.
And he didn't say what it was. So it was literally just hey,
It's
maybe
a picture of a house.
It's a picture of a house. He didn't say
Yeah.
this is Eric's house and we're gonna fuck whatever.
our legal team overusing our logo, it would have been a trademark issue, not a copyright one. And even then, anything sent to a platform where he was monetizing our symbol wouldn't include the address of the location he showed up at. That information simply wouldn't be a part of it. You would never find a verified email that was his showing my team or legal issuing a copyright strike that revealed our business address. Becoming my team or legal, it'd be a part of it. You will never find a verified email that was his showing
Does whose?
Keys.
Is he saying
He's saying his.
Is he saying keys?
my team or legal.
Man, if we try
to
to break apart his Ebonics, we're gonna be here for forever, dude.
You will never find a verified email that was his showing my team or legal issuing a copyright strike that revealed our business address because it doesn't exist. He got that from someone else. What happened is this.
He published his Eric published his business address in public records as the registration for his Ripaverse publishing.
Yeah, because you have to. Well, here, okay.
And the newspaper posted the the LLC.
It doesn't matter.
info.
You're a public business. Your business is registered with the state. If I look up Ripaverse Publishing, you don't get to have a super secret double Dutch fucking office. It's just a public fucking business.
Oh, okay.
The stalker obsessed with me used others to dig up both my home address and one of our business locations. This business location wasn't public. It wasn't listed anywhere, nor
Yes, it was. Yes, it
used
was. Shut the fuck up. Because I remember looking up. I'm like, so okay, where is the fucking warehouse? And it was just on fucking like
LLC.
Google. Yeah, it's just like obvious.
What the hell is this?
It's an artist representation of his super secret double Dutch warehouse, of course.
Somebody got paid to draw this?
I assume this is stock art. I would hope
But they
that
put
they've-
the HQ up here.
Yeah, well, they didn't do a very good. I mean, you can see where they didn't cut out the white properly because they don't know how to
Yeah,
use
I see
Photoshop.
that.
and so,
Okay.
yeah.
as our return address. While it was inevitable that someone would eventually find and share that information,
Your
which is
business
exactly
address?
why we have man security,
everything is
that's
shipped
what
from?
actually happened.
Is that what I'm? Where
Why
all the
is he
comics are
saying-
shipped from?
yeah.
There's some. It was inevitable
The
that
magic
someone would
warehouse.
find
It's
out.
inevitable somebody would find our warehouse. That's why we have security. No, I still don't know why you have security because literally nothing has ever happened to you that warrants having security there. Not a
every
single
warehouse
thing.
has a security
No,
department.
I'm pretty sure there's multiple businesses in that fucking car park or
With
whatever
more inventory.
with more inventory that don't
Yeah.
have an active
that
security
can be
guard.
that can be flipped.
And also, the security guard is just that guy packing boxes. You said, by the way, if anyone asks, you're the security guard. You don't have a manned security team. Like, shut the fuck up. Look
You
at that.
can
Look at the
see-
picture of his supposed security guy. It's like
the white guy
Yeah.
running the Brinks
Oh,
account.
there's a
We
guy
have
with like a bunch of monitors and like, you know, he's looking at his iPad to check all the cameras.
How long did this take?
Eric, your guy who fucking runs the forklift, you know, is there to go, don't fuck around. You can't fuck around in here. Like, that's your security guy.
Yeah. All right.
And you don't
Security.
need one.
That's what actually happened. You can see how that kind of information could be misused to target innocent people, whether it's me or my family.
No,
at
I
home
cannot
or
see how a warehouse address. Look at all these fucking weirdos in his HQ. It's like where's guess who?
It is like Guess Who. We're into the part of the suspend your disbelief where we have to believe that a guy who makes stupid comic books, you could imagine how people would want to murder us. No,
Yeah.
I really
I
can't
really
get there.
can't.
I think people want to make fun of you,
Yeah.
100%.
Even more now.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
think anybody actually. I don't think there's anybody. Maybe Riley now. Riley is probably the only guy now who you've given him reasons to maybe want
Trying
to.
to throw him in jail.
Yeah.
Costing him $7,000.
That goes a little
Yeah.
far.
Yeah.
Even us,
He probably
you know,
still doesn't.
you wanted to sue me, and you fucking made a video for 100,000 views talking about all this
yeah.
bullshit. But even then, I don't want to cut your fucking head off, buddy. I have all your addresses and shit. I
This
don't
is
care.
such insane cope. I got butthurt.
Well, he's
I
acting
called
like
the
he's
cops.
public enemy number one, and that he's like his life is genuinely in danger. Somebody might kill Carolyn, the fucking social media manager.
This is how he feels inside. He's creating this threat to match his feelings inside. He's creating an imaginary threat to match how he feels. Like, because he knows his feelings are totally not based in reality. So
Yeah.
he's describing what reality would be to describe how strongly he feels about it, which
Well,
is
again,
right on his life.
It's
That's how he feels.
exactly the same as Maddox, where it goes. You know, not only here's the thing is I'm not just mad at Dick. If I didn't do something, Dick would have raped all these women
all these
with
people,
this
yeah.
list that he had. You
Yeah,
know, all these
yeah.
women were going to be raped.
He's got to be stopped. It's like, oh.
I don't want women, guys. I don't know about you. I don't want women to be raped. I don't want all my employees to be
be raped.
murdered by a psychopath. So I had to do this. Like, do you want my employees to get murdered? Do you want that? No, Eric,
And then
I don't
I
want
had
your
to make
employees
this
to get
video
murdered. Oh, well,
explaining
then
it.
now you understand my position. Now you understand that I don't want my employees to get murdered.
employees working at the building. This wasn't about someone making fun of me online. This was about someone crossing a massive line. Before we get into the one making fun
This is the actual him, the
Yeah.
actual Eric, and
of
then
me
cut
online,
to
this was about
this guy, whoever this guy is. Super
Aggressive
Eric.
zoom, super zoom.
someone crossing a massive line. Before we get into the day the police were called, let's talk about just how unhinged this guy was. Here's what we're dealing with. He randomly started obsessing over me, building his entire online persona around me. He said he peed on my ancestor's grave.
Where is that? What it says there?
No, there was a different one where he was dry, like, because they found the grave.
Yeah.
And Riley posted like a stupid tweet where he's like, I'm
gonna
going
go
over there to
piss
pee on it.
Yeah.
And then people were like, oh, he really did it. And he's like, I wasn't anywhere near the fucking grave.
Who cares?
Then claimed he
there it is.
actually.
Oh, I pissed on the grave, but I didn't take a picture because I don't want to use it against me in court.
It's not even his picture. It's somebody else's like fucking. I think he got the picture online. Like, whatever.
I pissed on it, but I didn't take a picture.
Eric, I put your ancestors' grave up my butthole. I took the whole grave
I didn't take a picture,
and I put it
though.
on my butt. So you should probably be really upset about
Wash
that
it
as
off.
well.
Power wash it.
Yeah.
Did it and then said it again, even tripled down on it. Then he got to my house and openly said he was planning to escalate.
This kind of anti-customership being a direct side effect of July's influence on the scene is exactly a guarantee that someone like me escalates things way too far for very soon. And then it's his house, his MLS listing for his house.
Yeah, it's the Zillow
Yeah.
listing for his house.
And of course, he did that again. And when they house and openly said he was planning to escalate. And of course,
yeah, he green screened himself in front of a picture of your house, man.
Is that his house? I don't know.
I think that's what he's claiming. I think it is, probably.
I would have no way of knowing. Let's see. House. Nobody knew it was Eric's house. I don't know if that's his house or not.
he did that again. And when it was all said and done, he went on this unhinged
Okay, go
rant.
back real quick.
Because I'm the lore keeper.
Did he
And when
did
it
he
was all
tag
said
Eric?
and done, he
Look,
went on this to escalate. And of course, he did that again. And when it was all said and done, he went on this unhinged rant.
Because I'm the lore keeper. I am the canon keeper. I am the Doku Man card maker of Eric July and of his life.
I'm the
and of his
Doku Man
fortune.
card.
I'm going to tell his story. I'm going to watch every episode of his show, comment on it, and yell at my girlfriend during. And then when my girlfriend dies or leaves me, I'm going to spend the rest of my life making a Chris Chan documentary-esque documentary on everything Eric July has ever said or done wrong. I'm dedicating my entire existence to Eric now. Every convention that he goes to from now on will be a business expense for me. You're trying to kill me!
You did threaten to kill him.
You threatened to kill him.
You threatened to kill him.
You threatened to kill him.
That was a bad move. You said you were going to air him out. He's not putting
And
it in
now,
order.
I'm going to earn that death, Eric. I'm going to earn your murder. I'm going to show up in Denver Comic Fan Expo, and I'm going to come up to your table and I'm going to yell, holy shit, help, that guy has a gun. He's trying to kill me with his gun. I'm going to make a security check that you don't have a gun in your fucking waistline. Like
Yeah,
you
that's a good
threatened to
idea.
have
You threatened to
At
kill
the
him.
next Comic-Con that I go to. You threatened to shoot me. Then you hired armed security. We'll see, Eric. I'm going to make you kill me or you're a fraud.
Yeah, completely deranged. But here's the thing.
Eric, you said you're gonna kill him.
He said you'd
Like,
air
what-
him out.
what
Yeah,
is- what was that?
He's putting stickers on the warehouse, man.
I've never threatened this person. Any mention of me or my security being armed has always been in the context of defending people and property.
Defending them with
Shortly after
murder,
this
yeah.
happened,
Yeah,
I
defending-
even joined a stream where I questioned whether his actions could be acted upon legally. And while his appearance could be considered criminal mischief, at no point did I ever say I would use arms against someone just for putting things on our windows, even if legally justified. That's why I said that was a non-point. What I have said...
What the? Can you just speak English? What was a non-point?
He's saying that
What's a non-point?
I was only going to kill him if, I had to defend myself.
Yeah,
And
but
it's
your
like,
version
but
of defending
you don't
yourself
have
is
any-
making fun of getting made fun of.
Right. Like, he didn't do anything that put you in a situation where you needed to defend. Like, he didn't do anything. He
Yeah.
showed up in the warehouse. Like, if he had thrown a rock through the window and you had said, if he does that, again and I'm
I'll
there,
kill him.
I'll fucking kill him. I would maybe be like, all right, hey, maybe
that's fine.
maybe that's a self-defense situation. But there's
Sure.
nothing like that happened. You immediately went to, well, we better not fuck around. I'll fucking put a cap in his ass.
Yeah, you
man.
did say that like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll get him out.
Statistically, is that you shouldn't violate the private property rights of others. Simple as
Of a
that.
parking
now let's
lot?
talk about what actually went down.
Well, he
the
posted
day
pictures
got
of your
arrested.
house. That's not
One
your
of our
personal property
warehouses
rights at
sits
all.
Deep in a private lot. The back and the sides are fenced off, but the front of the building is an
All
actual
right.
lot. Here's
Come
how that
on.
played out. During the day, he showed
Oh,
up and
come
recorded
on,
himself
man. We're gonna talk
outside
about
of
the
the
gate.
lot on the street. Like I've mentioned, our side of the business park has only one way in.
I'm gonna blow
and
my
out,
brains
unless
out.
you have
Really?
gate access on the other end. So
We're doing the gate
if you
again?
Drive onto our side, you have no choice but to turn around and head back the way you came. That's exactly what he did during the day. He drove past the front, turned around at one of the gates, and circled back through the lot while filming. And this is exactly
So?
why I've said before, if you end up at our
That's real rip of footage.
What are you illustrating right now? That he pulled into your building and turned around?
Is that the warehouse?
What
Businesses are those?
I don't understand now. Okay. He's trying to say this is a private area.
And that there's no legitimate reason that you could have for driving your car down and you doing a U-turn and going back.
There's no security guy. There's like it's not like one of those things where there's like a guy you gotta like talk to before you come in. You know, he's gotta buzz you
It's
in.
a fucking parking
It's
lot,
a parking
man.
lot. What is this?
I can't believe he has.
There's
this
other
footage of
businesses in
Riley's
there that
car.
have fucking cars driving up to solicit business from the surrounding businesses.
Why does this footage exist?
I don't know.
Was this
I don't know
given to
why
the
he
cops?
felt like he needed to pull. Oh, look, see, he was here. Yeah, no shit. He posted a bunch of
posted a
pictures of
video.
himself online. You don't need the fucking footage of his car. We know he was there, you retard. How is this helpful at all?
Oh shit! I bet his fans are loving this. Oh
Yeah.
fuck! There's his car.
There's his car.
Oh man,
Anything
Rip
could
has
happen.
Got it. Rip has got it.
Self-defense situation right there. A guy drives his car past your building. He could.
There's
You could.
nothing
You could understand why my employees would be afraid of a car driving by.
Yeah, this is rough stuff.
Our business, you either went out of your way to get there or you're completely lost. You can't just cut through as some shortcut.
Yes,
He obviously went there on
out of his way to
purpose.
get- What do you mean? He didn't show up there by accident. What is
As
the
a
point?
costume.
What point are you making? Here's the thing: it's not like he just happened to cross us. He came there on purpose.
Yeah, he went there to make fun of you.
No shit, cocksucker! What the fuck are you talking about? Of course. What do you think you're establishing with this
And
information?
even if you were heading to one of our neighboring businesses,
Why is there an oil derrick?
Maybe that's one of the neighboring businesses, the oil pumps next to his
Was that a Yaira ad?
warehouse. I don't know.
Okay.
there's no reason to be directly in front of our warehouse suites. You can't really get there by accident. But our security team noticed this and called the police, but he had left before they arrived. But it didn't end there. That night,
I can't get over that guy. Whoever that character
That's the
is, Big
security
Rippa,
guy,
man.
yeah. Oh, Rippa, Big Rippa.
Rippa, man.
He's
That's
putting the
hot.
fear of
He
God
called
in
on.
you.
the police, but he had left before they arrived. But it didn't end there. That night, he came back. He stuck things on our windows, talked to his
Stuck
camera.
things
and
on
then
our
said,
windows. That was like a $20 bill. He put money on the window.
Stuck things on our windows. He'd keep doing this. Because of the time, I had to go to the warehouse myself
So
and
that was
deal
it?
with the police directly. Now, after
Whoa, wait,
the
wait,
time, I had to go to the warehouse myself and deal with the police directly. Now, after all
Not
that,
really.
some people still say Eric called the cops because someone made fun of him on the internet.
Yeah, you did.
Well, they're liars. The police affidavit is clear. It states, a fine was assigned investigative responsibility of a stalking offense. The affidavit even notes that I had been disregarding the Twitter videos, but grew concerned when it crossed into real life. Sure, there may be some
Right there. What does that say? Affiant spoke to July.
Yeah, so that means
Right there.
you're the one who called them because then they talk to you.
minor inaccuracies, or rather, it's just worded
Well, he's trying to
weird.
say, oh, the reason I called him was not because I made fun of. The reason I called them is because he was in my parking lot and he made a stupid video.
Yeah.
Okay.
Assigned, investigate. They're liars. The police affidavit is clear. It states, a fine was assigned investigative responsibility of a stalking offense.
That doesn't mean you didn't call the cops, you shithead.
I think he's admitting to calling the cops. He's saying the reason well, he's like talking
it's not,
around it.
It's not because I got made
It's
fun
not because
of.
I got made fun of.
It's because
I was
made
getting
fun of
stalked
on my parking lot.
Right. Yeah. It's because he drove into my parking lot.
Oh. Okay, and the police recording that Eric said he's being stalked is the evidence that it wasn't for getting made fun of.
Right. It's because he was
for
being stalked because
which
that's what he
says,
said.
which the police wrote down.
Right. If the police write it down, that's
Then
the
that's-
reason.
that's-
There's no other explanation.
The affidavit even notes that
It's impossible
I had
to
been
give a false report to the
disregarding
cops,
Twitter
Dick. We all know
videos, but
this.
grew
Fucking
concerned
liar.
when it crossed into real life. Sure, there may be some minor inaccuracies, or rather, it's just worded weird. For example, we discussed the novelty scissors he carried, but I never said that he brought them directly to our building, or at least our front of the warehouse. But the key facts are
gives a
solid.
fuck?
The affidavit mentions the doxing, his plans to escalate, and the stalking behavior that crossed the line from online nonsense to this real world thing. Specifically,
Okay, so then why isn't he in jail? Because why didn't you show up to court then and put this criminal in jail? Eric, you got subpoenaed by the prosecution. Why didn't you
Could've
show
done-
up
yeah,
and
you got all the
put
evidence.
this criminal deviant behind bars? Why would you let this guy roam free? You were the star witness. You called the cops, or at least you were the one being stalked. Why didn't you simply show up to court and send Riley to prison.
You could have
dodged the subpoena.
You've got the video of the car driving into your parking lot and turning around. And if that's not a smoking gun that puts a man behind bars, I don't know what is.
Why waste
Could have just
20
played
minutes?
that in prison. It's clear here. I go, oh my God, that car did turn around in his parking lot.
Yeah.
What other option did he have?
Bringing it to inappropriate places. It can't be made any more clear than this, as it reads after I saw the surveillance footage. Quote, he now took the threats seriously and realized that he should have contacted authorities sooner.
Sooner than what? Today? So Eric said to the cops after July saw the video, the surveillance video.
Yeah.
He now took the threat seriously and realized that he should have called the cops sooner than today? For what?
For,
getting made fun of.
Tweets. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So he's admitting I should have took the tweets
that
were making fun of me more seriously.
I should have called the cops sooner.
Because I didn't realize that his funny tweets might eventually lead to him being funny in my parking lot. And that's
So I didn't call the cops
much.
about mean tweets, but I should have.
I should have.
That's what he's saying.
I should have.
Okay.
There you go.
That makes sense.
Stated he's gone too far with this. July stated he is not worried for his safety, but more for the safety of his employees.
I can't fucking believe this, that he's reading.
I can't believe he told the cops. Now, listen, I'm a very tough black man, so I'm not scared for myself. But I got a lot of white women's in there running around, and I don't know what could happen.
And then everyone laughed at that, so now he's got, guys, I already explained to the police,
Yeah, the cops wrote it down on a piece of paper. That's the same as the truth, right?
Is this evil Kermit that he keeps showing?
I don't know. Is
this Riley?
Yeah, that's Riley there. He's like an anonymous type character, very spooky.
The guy in a bright yellow cape?
Yeah.
Is this guy?
I feel like you could have found I don't think you can find stock footage of a guy who looks like Riley.
Yeah.
Comes to this stalking bit, if you want to pull that whole card of, well, they're not actually stalking, it's odd because this person explicitly stated that was what they're doing. Literally, it says, I'm literally stalking.
There you go.
So yes, upon the advice of our security and legal team, I made the decision to call the police. I run a multi-million-dollar
There, he said he called the
some
police.
drama, hungry YouTuber chasing content. I'm also in my 30s, and I don't care about looking tough.
You
I'm
don't.
not some thug like I trended towards when I was younger. Those days are long gone.
Oh,
You were never
cool
tough.
Thug. That's what he's. Well, that's
You
what
were a
he's saying.
criminal thug.
Yeah, he wanted to be
Yeah, you were a deviant.
deviant. He was a dancer.
You were a creep.
He was a dancer at heart.
Yes.
He's just a soft-spoken young man. All he has to do is go, you know what? I probably should have just called him a fat piece of shit and moved on with my day.
Less about how machismo it looks for a business owner to take precautions, especially when safety is on the line. The police report even outlines that if this were Joe Blow's corporate company, nobody will blink an eye. No one will make a video or tweet threads if any other business owner
It's
took the
just
same
you and your
steps.
ego.
But because it's
Right.
me, suddenly
It's like
a
retarded.
scandal. And that brings me to another
Well, he
ridiculous
successfully
narrative.
trolled
Eric
you.
was exposed as a fake libertarian because he called the
As a
cops,
what?
they say.
Yeah, well, you're a fake libertarian. You called the cops. You wanted the fucking
a libertarian?
a lolbertarian.
What did he say?
Eric was exposed as a fake libertarian because
Libertarian.
Libertarian?
Libertarian.
Like a liberal, but
It's like a librarian.
oh, sorting the books.
Libertarian.
Eric was exposed as a fake libertarian. Man, all this stuff's really getting to him.
This is
The
another
cops,
thing that
they
I don't
say.
think you need to address, Eric. Like, what does this do? Are any of your fans out there going, oh, man, I don't know if I can buy this guy's comics because I heard he's a fake libertarian. Does your audience really give a shit about any of, like, if you're
No,
a
they're
real
all
libertarian
fake
or not? They're all,
libertarians.
none of them care. This is a complete waste of everyone's time.
I'm not some lowbird idealist floating around in theory land. I'm fully aware that we don't live in a libertarian
said we should
social
shit in
order.
the voting
We live
booth.
under a system
did
where
say that.
the law doesn't care about my
Oh,
personal principles.
He's like
Let me
Mr.
break
Rogers. He's taking his hoodie off.
So you think taxation is theft, yet you used the tax-employed police state to...
Yeah. And the court system.
Yeah.
And then you just bailed. You didn't even show up.
Why didn't
for
you just
court.
handle it? Why didn't you just go, well, if he comes back, I'll deal
Kill
with him. Yeah.
Yeah.
There.
I thought you were an capitalist.
Yeah, I want to see some of this anarcho stuff. Not, well, I needed to tell the cops there were some tweets I didn't like. And
Doesn't seem like taxation is theft if you're
yeah, it
using
seems like
the
you're-
government services.
You love it. He loves the roads. I mean, look at that nice paved road leading up to his parking lot. He's using that.
Yeah. Wow.
that down. The state doesn't care how libertarian I am. It doesn't care that I believe in minimal government interference.
But you don't.
What it does care about is whether I follow the rules it set. And if I don't, it has the power to crush me and my business. Much like I'm legally required to pay taxes, get permits, and file copyrights, I also have legal obligations when it comes to running a business.
Yeah, but Eric, you lost. So you didn't follow the rules.
This is like the part that's just becoming like so pedantic and
Especially
retarded.
one with employees. And if I decide to ignore those obligations because of my personal beliefs, the government won't give me a gold star for sticking with my principles.
gotta
It'll
call
hit
the
me
cops,
with lawsuits, fines, and
dog.
open the door to criminal or civil liability.
I
That's
could
the
go to
reality.
jail
And
if I don't
ignoring
call
it doesn't
cops
make me
and my
principled,
employee
it makes
gets-
me negligent.
gets
In Texas,
stickers
there are
on
clear laws
them.
that dictate what I, as an employer, am required to do to ensure a safe work environment. Under
There's
Texas Labor Code,
holy
Section
shit, this is
411103,
exhausting.
employers must,
Do
number
what?
one,
What?
provide and maintain a reasonably safe and
I had to
healthful
call the cops,
workplace.
or else,
Number
again,
two,
it's a
implement
workplace
safeguards
violation.
and processes
You
necessary
gotta call the
to
cops if it's a
protect
workplace
employees.
violation.
Number
They'll
three,
get you. OSHA, come
take
on
all
in.
reasonable actions.
I go, did you
to
let that fat guy
prevent
turn his car around in your
foreseeable
parking lot?
harm.
You didn't call the
Negligent.
cops? You got a lawsuit on your hands, buddy. Boom. You have a state-sanctioned duty to protect your employees from that guy who turned his car around in your parking lot. And you did not adhere to your duties.
This is deranged.
It's
People do this to themselves where they fuck up and they just keep telling themselves a story to make it to justify it, and then they go insane, like by a little bit.
who is sitting through this and his audience, and they're going, when's he going to talk about ISOM? Can you imagine being a
legal
Rivers
terms
fan?
happens when
All you
someone
want is Eric to
fails
talk
to
about the
take
fucking
reasonable-
comic books.
And how
Just
big
for
Ira's
once.
boobies are.
Yeah. When are we going to get to Yaira's house?
Precautions
It's
leading
exhausting.
to harm. And as a business owner, I have a duty to care to my employees.
Bro.
If I know about a potential threat,
his duty.
especially one that escalated to stalking,
Why were you making fun
doxing,
of him
and
then?
such, and I don't act, I open myself up
Doxing
to
is an illegal
massive liability.
concept, so
And
no,
this isn't
it's not
just
how that
theory.
works.
It's backed by real cases. Consider the tragic incident at Legacy Good Samaritan Hospital.
Fuck you! Come on, man! Are you fucking kidding me? This is now I gotta hear about how you averted a mass shooting? Really? Really?
Maddox did this exact same thing.
He saved his employees from a mass
A
shooting.
mass shooter.
Can you believe it?
He should have had like Hitler.
What he did?
Remember what happened in Nazi Germany? That's because someone wasn't protecting their employees.
I gestured to Auschwitz, of course.
And Riley with a
Yeah. Who
With a
knows what this
mustache.
guy's capable of? I told you I couldn't. I can't.
Portland, Oregon. In 2023, a security guard was fatally shot while protecting a maternity ward. The assailant had exhibited threatening behavior.
The what?
Protecting a maternity
What was the person called?
Fatally shot while protecting a maternity ward. The assailant had
The
what?
assailant.
Salient?
The assailant. What the assailant, Dick?
Like he had like a point that was like
he was
especially
very
accurate.
He was
to-
assailing what he was. His.
Oh, he
opponents
was
were.
he was a mariner.
He was a mariner. Yeah, he was a sailor.
Oh, okay.
Very
Going
assailant.
from like Brandy. Is a good wife. What was that?
man.
And
why
a
is he
security
fucking
guard was
doing
fatally
this,
shot
man?
while protecting a maternity ward. The assailant had exhibited.
like the composer Salieri? Is that who was doing the attack?
Assailant.
The
The
assailant. Is that isn't that a type of onion?
I'm
An
trying to think
assailant?
how he got to assailant. Like, you know that's not right, man. The assailant.
ASSAILAINENT.
Assailanting takes me away
Salient.
to where I always did it.
Maybe you should have taken 21 minutes on this.
Maybe a little more time in the voiceover booth.
Exhibited threatening behavior prior to the incident, and staff had reported these concerns. However, the hospital's inadequate response led to a $35 million lawsuit alleging negligence for failing to address the credible threats. This case highlights the dire consequences of not taking proactive measures.
Was the hospital CEO on Twitter every day calling the assailant fat and stupid,
right,
and stinky and was that happening?
Was he fighting? Yeah, I don't think the hospital was fighting with that guy on Twitter and shit.
Yeah, that other guy. I'm making videos about him, calling him a crack smoker.
Did he also steal the hospital's podcast name? You know, and then you go, oh, well, see, there's precedent there.
Faced with potential dangers. When our legal and security teams advised me to call the police, it wasn't because I was scared of some internet troll. It was because if anything happened and I hadn't reported the credible threats, I would have been liable. If I had ignored the stalking, doxing, and threats, and something happened to one of my employees, or
they might sue you. You don't trust your employee.
Which one was that? Which employee just got smashed by a rock?
That's Andrew, ND Andrew. The king of the NDAs. Well, Eric, you don't trust your employees not to... you think your employees are going to sue you if you don't put Riley in prison?
I thought you guys were family.
Yeah, what happened?
Family wouldn't sue.
Is that bitch with cancer? She's going to call up and, oh my God. You didn't call the cops on that guy.
Enough t-shirts.
Yeah, he didn't sell enough t-shirts.
And he's
literally saying my employees could sue me. So I had to do this. Wow, that's a horrible thing to say about your employees. I thought you guys were all like part of a thing.
Yeah, after you made little pictures of them, drawings.
For negligence, I could be held personally responsible for not taking proper precautions, and my business could be held civilly or even criminally liable.
Criminally liable?
Proactive
wait, no. Your business cannot be held criminally liable for not calling in a fucking... a guy drove through your parking lot and put stickers on your window. What law would that be? We gotta put Eric July in jail. Why? He didn't call the cops quick enough on a guy.
Well, now if someone does put stickers on his door and Eric doesn't call the cops,
he's established that he is being negligent.
Yeah, his employees can sue if they feel afraid. No. They can sue him for
because he's admitted that would be negligent of him.
Yeah, and he's already admitted it.
Well, I'm sure his rockstar lawyers have advised him on what he can and cannot say. Oh my God,
because I needed help dealing with someone making fun of me online, but because I had to ensure that in the event anything escalated, I had done everything legally required to protect my business and my people. That's the key here. The law doesn't care about whether I'm a libertarian or not. It cares if I took the proper precautions.
Bro, this is such a bullshit argument. There's never been any business that says we have to call the cops on everyone because otherwise our employees might sue us. That's like just a thing you made up. And the example you gave was a hospital that got shot up. And I don't have the details of that, but I'm pretty sure, again, it wasn't like a dude who was goofing on you on the internet.
It was an insane person.
Yeah, it was an insane guy skulking around the hospital
for months and weeks, harassing the nurses. Yeah.
That's a much different situation. And the idea that you have come up with, like, no, you don't understand. Like, the second something weird happens, you're going to call the cops because otherwise your employees could sue you into the ground. No.
How long did it take for them to find this?
What business? Could you find another business owner to say, yeah, I do that all the time, you know? If like a homeless guy's fucking around, I have to call the cops.
I call the cops every time a homeless guy's digging through the dumpster. I shoot them.
Happen.
Libertarians couldn't do a thing to help me if something actually happened. Being libertarian doesn't mean being naive. It's about advocating for a change.
Oh, look, he's got a... Yeah, you're right.
The definition of libertarian.
It's
a bit of naivete. Like, there's some libertarian ideas that we like, and a lot of them.
There's a reason a lot of young guys are libertarian.
There's a reason young guys are new, and then they think about it and they go,
okay.
Well, I kind of like having an air traffic control. Maybe less black women running it, but...
If I don't vote with Republicans, I'm not going to get anything,
right.
So fuck it.
There you go.
While understanding that within the system we're stuck in, you need to be smart and protect yourself or risk losing everything.
Then why didn't you go to court? Then isn't going to court negligent? Aren't you harming your employees? Aren't you putting them in danger by not going to court?
Yeah, I'm going to sue you because you didn't pursue the case.
You didn't go to court.
Now if something happens, you're liable.
Everything that you're saying is correct, and you dodged your subpoena, which was served. So you're putting them in danger.
Here's the part where some folks start really shifting the goalposts. He was just joking. It was never going to go that far.
Yeah, it obviously wasn't.
Until it does. Here's the thing. I'm not a mind reader. I don't have the luxury of peeking inside
You can't even
someone's
read
head
your own
to
mind,
see if
bud.
they're actually joking or if they're ticking
He didn't
time
make a
bomb,
threat,
especially
though.
when the person in question is already acting unhinged, stalking, doxing.
Yeah, that's why all of this is funny, Eric. Because you're acting like you can't tell who's joking and who's not. Suddenly,
But
when
the
your
thing is,
feelings
he
get
didn't
hurt.
even like make a joke like I'm going to. If he had said like I'm
gonna
coming,
kill you.
Yeah, I'm coming to your building. I'm going to kill everyone in there. I'd go, okay, there you go. Yeah,
There you
sure.
go.
Call the
Yeah.
cops. Go nuts.
Yeah.
But he didn't do that at all.
Threats and crossing boundaries that any normal person wouldn't. There's also this key bit that a lot of people fail to mention. When folks would go out of their way to try to cover for him and give him an out, he'd go out of his way to say that he never claimed that he was joking. It's right here. Again, it's only a joke until it's not. That's the game. People
Was that the Joker?
Again, though, what is the joke? He didn't. If you had a tweet that said like I'm coming to kill you,
Yeah,
like,
and I'm
but
not
the,
joking.
But the joke is like, oh, I'm doofing around, and oh, I'm going to put stickers on your window or whatever.
love to play. They'll intimidate.
He joked
in the
about
total
peeing on the
line,
grave,
and when
but that's
someone
not something you gotta
finally
call the
takes it
cops
seriously,
about.
They fall back on, whoa, I was just kidding. But when you're responsible for a business with employees who depend on you,
not,
you
though.
don't
Just
needed a
roll the
second draft.
dice on
I got
whether or
it.
Not someone's
You got a
serious.
business. I got
And
it.
It's not just about me. I told the officer straight up.
It's about your
yeah,
employees.
I'm
It's
less
my
worried
employees.
about
It's for my
myself.
employees.
I can
My
handle my
employees.
own.
I love my employees.
I'm
I love
not
my
arrogant or dumb
employees.
enough to think that means I, or more importantly, my employees are invulnerable. I don't need to be scared of you to recognize that you might do something stupid. We've got female employees who shouldn't have to show up to work and wonder if some smelly, crazed dude is lurking around trying to intimidate people for content. Their safety
Smelly.
isn't a joke.
You're making fun of somebody that you're physically terrified of.
Yeah.
Smelly.
Seems like you're kind of pushing him.
It seems like you're asking for
Yeah.
it.
Their peace of mind isn't a joke. Credible threats don't come with disclaimers. They don't say, hey, just so you know, I'm about to cross the line. You only realize when it's too late.
I mean,
So
Riley
took-
did say he would
Yeah,
cross
well,
the
I mean,
line.
he does say that. That's kind of the thing.
That's what's your evidence. Who's this angry man?
He has some. That's a bad picture.
Wow.
He should not be using that.
it seriously, and I'll do it again if it means protecting my people and my business.
From
because
what?
here's the truth. If something happened and I brushed it off as
Wait, were they looking at bones?
Okay,
Was that an
are
archaeologist?
you protecting your people and your business, or are you protecting yourself from civil liability? Like,
Which one is it?
it's well, I guess it's both, but the thing is, it's neither. It's retarded.
a joke, the same people calling me a fake libertarian would be the first ones screaming about how I failed to protect my employees.
No one
so,
would say
I
that.
lose,
care.
lose with those
Yeah.
clowns, but I'll always choose the side that keeps
Why did Andy Andrew get his head
I
smashed
don't know
in?
what he's referencing. I must have missed something.
He's putting ideas in my head.
Yeah.
You know, I see.
He's saying
this
if anyone's going to
smashed in
sue
head.
me, it's fucking Andrew. So you got to shut that shit down.
people safe. What's most important to understand here is that this isn't just hypothetical. He specifically named one of my employees. If I'm not mistaken, that's exactly what got his first Twitter account banned,
Named
making
them?
a video calling out one of my employees by name
So what?
and threatening him. And
Threatening him
again,
with
being
what?
clear, this isn't just online antics. He's shown up
Where
at
is
both
it?
my house
Eric, no, he didn't show up. That's a green screen, you
Clear,
idiot.
This isn't just online antics. He's shown up.
He's showing up at my house. He's in on an obvious green screen like the Wayne's World movie.
Yeah.
He's showing up at my house.
He shut up in my house.
Here he is jumping up and down with no shadow.
I don't think he went to his house. I'm pretty sure. And if maybe he drove by.
Why
I
is it
don't-
blurred out? Like, what am I losing
Well, what
with
did
this blur out?
Riley blur it out, or did Eric blur it out?
Eric blurred it out.
Okay, because he didn't want people to know what his house looks like for some stupid reason.
I can see.
Yeah,
it
it's-
looks like
I could-
that.
Well, I could probably take that and sharpen it and reverse image search it, but who cares?
My house and my business, but the latter that has to be.
But he's
taken.
saying-
shown
okay,
up at
Riley's
my
video
house.
says, "Here I am at your house,"
Yeah,
and it's him on
It's
a
him
green screen.
It's not at your house. He's making a pretty big assertion. He's saying that Riley mentioned one of his employees on stream and threatened him.
But he doesn't have any
That
proof.
feels like a really good receipt to have. Like,
Yeah.
oh, yeah, Riley said he's going to kill this guy. Or
threaten him with
something.
what?
Yeah, what do you mean
Threatening him with like
him?
washing him, probably.
Well, again, that's the thing is all the threats are always, I'm coming and I'm going to shave you. And you're like,
Yeah.
oh, well, that's a goof.
Yeah.
He's goofing.
and my business, but the latter that has to be taken seriously, especially in Texas. You've already crossed
Texas,
the line,
man.
and we don't have to wait for you to
Texas
do it
legal
again
myths voted
before
up.
we take further precautions and treat this like the credible threat that it is. So let's move forward in the timeline, because another fake narrative floating around out there is that I called the cops on him at that Dallas meetup. Never happened. It wouldn't even be funny if it wasn't so stupid. Here's the thing. The guy
Wait,
was
it wouldn't even be funny if it wasn't so stupid? It wouldn't even...
Is that what he said? Go
I
back.
think so.
Wait.
meetup. Never happened. It wouldn't even be funny if it wasn't so stupid.
It wouldn't even be funny if
it wasn't
It's supposed
so
to be.
stupid.
It would be funny if it wasn't so stupid.
Not
So
it wouldn't be.
He double negative it, which means it is funny. Good work, Eric.
Writer.
Well, I mean, I'll say it is common in the I didn't do nothing is a very common
He's
thing.
so black. He blacked
so
up
black, he
a
blacked up-
colloquial metaphor.
Yeah, he blacked it up.
It wouldn't even be
It wouldn't
funny
even be funny if it wasn't so stupid. Oh, okay.
It's a black
you got that
Shakespeare.
you got that a little backwards. Thank you, Eric.
It's hard to fuck up. It's easy to fuck up like simple like union phrases.
That
Like
one's-
it's over here. I mean
yeah.
there. But like an entire.
Well, that one took like
saying-
effort to fuck up.
Yeah, that's like a Ricky.
It wouldn't even be funny if it was.
Wasn't so
Even in my head,
stupid.
I can't say it because it makes. As I'm saying it, I go.
I've never
well,
said
that-
it.
Yeah, I've
Or
never
heard
said
it.
that, and it doesn't make any sense as it's coming out of me. It's hard to even keep that straight.
I wish Carl was here with a retard sound effect.
We've decided
the
I
thing.
need a soundboard for the.
The guy was recording
for the
himself
show.
the entire time he was at the meetup.
Streaming.
Meanwhile, I never left the merch table. I was posted up, taking pictures, signing books,
Posted
doing
up.
my thing, never moved. At what
People were
time
pulling
would
up.
I have had to call the cops? But
Eric,
here's-
we know that you and Laser Eyes got the warrant, knew about the warrant, knew that Riley was coming, and told the
Yeah,
owner
somebody
that
called
that
the
guy has a
cops. It doesn't
warrant.
matter who. You
You
told
prompted them to do
yeah,
it.
you said,
The
"Hey,
owner
can
of
you
the
call the cops on that guy?"
Bar would not have done it on his own. He didn't care. And then you told him that guy has a warrant, and he called. That's
Well, that's the other thing is how do the cops know? Whatever. Yeah.
Here's where it gets really wild. This dude had a warrant out for his arrest.
That's
and
wild.
Still decided that it was a smart idea
He
to
didn't
show
know he had a
up
warrant
to the
'cause you
meeting,
never- Oh,
acting
my
weird
God.
and try to make a scene.
You guys all Iceland fans? Brandon! You want an Iceland? What's your favorite part of Iceland?
Oh,
Brandon is bouncing me, chat.
Oh
From this public parking lot.
Now, if he didn't know that warrant existed, that's not my problem. As a quick note, I
Well,
can
hold
hand
on.
the
That
cops-
defeats your entire point. You said he showed up even though he had a warrant.
a dumb
He
move.
didn't know he had the warrant. Well, that's not my problem. Well, yeah, but that's
Well,
the
but you
reason he
did it.
showed up. So you can't say he's. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
to issue warrants. That's not how this works.
Oh, Eric cannot issue warrants.
Thanks for letting me know.
Yeah, okay.
Oh,
I mean,
helpful.
We reported, and from there, it was up to the county to decide how they wanted to handle it. Whether they chose to just document the information or actively pursue
They would
charges
tell you
required
if
no
they
further
issued
action
a
from
warrant on
us
the guy.
beyond the initial
Yeah.
report. And to be clear, this wasn't a case of us pressing charges. That's not how these things go. Once law enforcement has the information, it's completely out of our hands. The county decides whether or not to move forward. A lot of people seem to
and they did. And where were you?
Yeah. Because
think
you
that
told
we
them
somehow
to.
orchestrated his arrest.
You did.
But that's not how the legal system works.
It obviously
now, going back
is.
to the Dallas meetup, which happened after all of the initial stuff, this is the truth. It wasn't me who called
Alex
the cops.
Stein in the
It was
background on
the
that one.
venue. He was bugging people, making folks uncomfortable, apparently,
no.
and generally being a weirdo. The venue staff
Free
did
speech.
what any
The libertarian really hates the
professional
free speech making people uncomfortable. He doesn't like it. He was bugging people, Dick.
And generally being a weirdo.
Generally being a weirdo. Me as a libertarian, I can't allow that.
You know, bars have a hard, strict no weirdo stance.
Right.
I've been to a lot of bars, and it's a pretty upstanding.
This is the bigger fake libertarian issue, Eric. Is not the calling the cops. It's the a man practicing free speech in front of your venue. You got to go, well, as a proud
Yeah.
libertarian, of course, I have to allow this free speech behavior.
Yeah.
That's your
You
fake.
at least go, I don't think he should have called I don't think he should have got the cops called on him.
Yeah.
Not,
You
well, he
don't-
was being
and
weird.
you don't say, well, he was being a weirdo. You go, he was exercising his First Amendment rights, which I deeply respect as a libertarian. I
Yeah.
don't know who called the cops, and frankly, I'm ashamed
I'm
of anyone
upset.
who would call
Yeah.
the cops on this young man for exercising his freedom of speech.
Okay.
would do, they call the police to handle it. Of course, the cops are gonna run names, and when they found out that he had a warrant, they handled it. Simple as that. And if you don't believe me, here's the body cam
go to the
footage
Kiwi
that
Farms
makes it
thread.
crystal
That'll
clear.
help you out.
What'll happen is we'll tell them they're criminally trespass. If they come back to or your property again, they will be arrested.
Yeah, I mean, these guys are super uncomfortable, these guys out here.
Okay, I just need your permission. If you're the owner, you're allowed to do that.
I'm fine with it.
All right, we should get that done right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Permission to do what?
Cops even said
Trespass him?
themselves
Yeah.
They were called because he was causing problems, not because
He wasn't
I
in the
sicked
building,
them
though.
on him. There's also that police report that states what happened. It literally says the owner reported 2 people they wanted criminally trespassed at the location for videotaping customers and refusing to leave the business. So yeah.
Yeah, that wouldn't have happened if the secret warrant existed,
Right, which you've
made,
established.
which you forced.
You're screaming
Cops
at people while you record them, also being a creeper and recording from outside the window, even credit card transactions. Of course they want.
Oh, he's recording credit card numbers.
Hit me, that would be bad for me. That's insane. She has some friends here she wants to talk to. She's messaging them, giving them some candy.
Yep.
Fine, you'll just have to.
Yeah, I'm not gonna bother
You
you.
just have to stand off the sidewalk at this point.
Oh, look, he's
Well,
adhering
give me a
to the
place
fucking
stand specifically.
rules of being in public.
Hi, chat. Brandon's trying to bounce me. He already threatened to beat me up in front of the guy running the door for offering to give out their comic books.
So a Ripaverse employee threatened to
beat him up.
this up, and
Yeah.
you put this in the documentary.
Well, he also put Riley being told, hey, you have to stay on the sidewalk, and him going, of course,
Okay,
I
sure.
understand. Yes.
This, whenever I do leave, I'm going right to the warehouse, chat. Oh, I can't wait to go to the warehouse after this. Eric is in there hiding somewhere, chat, terrified of the fat kid in the cape.
Why did you put this in?
Look at him.
Where's he? Where's he?
Put the phone into the window, asshole. Eric has to pretend that he doesn't know we're here and has to not look over here. If he looks over just once,
remember
we win
this.
for all of time.
Classic.
We hit a sore spot. They're trying really hard to keep us from filming them hanging around the table where they thought they were going to hide from us all night.
They're kicking us out, chat.
Hey, I am chronically unhappy, you losers. I am chronically unhappy.
And honestly, this whole thing just proves that it was never about genuinely
the police
wanting
body
to
cam?
meet up or
Nice.
talk to me. If that was the goal, he could have RSVP'd, waited.
Oh, he
in
didn't
line,
RSVP,
and met
Dick.
me
If he had
like
RSVP'd, we
everyone
could have
else,
avoided
doing
all
so
this.
respectfully. But that wouldn't.
He
have
could have
made
bought
good
a Fan
content,
Expo
would it?
ticket.
It's all about making this a spectacle.
Oh,
Staying low key.
no. He didn't
yeah,
even
Eric, it's about
RSVP.
making spectacle. Congratulations,
Riley, here's your next piece of merch. You, no RSVP. Boom, that's it. I'm the man. He who knocks does not RSVP, Eric.
police camera arrest in the police station.
The assailant
Indiana
is
Jones,
here.
not
The
a ticket.
assailant is here, and he didn't RSVP.
This is horrible.
It wouldn't even be
man.
funny if it wasn't so stupid.
Real conversation. That doesn't get clicks. Acting weird on camera while there's a warrant out for your arrest, that's internet gold.
Yeah.
At least maybe
Well,
in their mind.
yeah,
So
works.
another blatant lie floating around is
Hilarious.
that I somehow got beat in court. That's
Yes,
not
you
how
did.
any of this works. I was never on trial. I wasn't the prosecutor. I wasn't the defendant. People really need to
wasn't the
understand how
prosecutor.
these legal
Yeah,
processes.
no
Bro,
shit.
that's like when women get raped and they like file police charges
Yeah.
and then the guy gets off. Women are like, "Well, I wasn't, you know,
what can I?
it's no big deal."
No big deal.
Or he goes to jail. They're like, "Oh, you know, that's just the police doing their job."
What can I do?
This
Judge
is
Eric.
function. Once law enforcement got involved, the county picked up the case. It became their decision on how to proceed.
They subpoenaed
the state
you.
makes the call, not me. If there were any changes in the charges, that's their decision, not mine. I didn't control it. I didn't push for it. I didn't have a say in what the prosecution decided to do.
You didn't
Yes,
show
you
up.
do. Okay, first of all, I'm sure that at a certain point the prosecution goes, "Hey, are you gonna cooperate with this or whatever else?" You know, you can very easily go, "No, you know what? This has
No,
gotten out of
I don't
hand.
wanna-
Don't
yeah.
fucking press charges on this guy."
Yeah.
You know, like let's.
I'm
just,
not going to cooperate.
I'm
Do you
not
wanna
gonna
press charges?
cooperate, yeah.
Yeah, I'll cooperate. No, I'm not. I don't want to be
There's
bothered by
yeah.
this.
There's a very easy way you could have said, "Hey, listen, you know,
Sending the cops.
I did not want the cops to put a warrant out on this guy.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of ways he could have been like, hey, listen, in the moment I said, hey, there's a guy fucking around outside my building. I called the cops just as, I wanted it on the record
I
or
regret
something.
it a little bit.
I regret
Yeah.
it a little bit, but I didn't think they were going to put a warrant out for the guy, I just wanted to have it on record in case he came back and broke a window or something stupid. Yeah. I'd go, all right, yeah. But instead it's like, no, I can't do anything. There's nothing I can do.
Including
It's all
show
out
up.
of my hands.
Then there's this other wild narrative that I was either too scared to show up to court or refuse to testify.
Yes,
Let me break
you
that
did
down.
both.
First off, I was never served.
Yes,
period.
you were.
It's not like I was dodging that. I didn't dodge anything. There was no secret plot to avoid testifying. This whole idea seems to come from
Why'd
the
you put
fact
O.J.
that they never
Simpson?
successfully served me as a witness, but I can't make sense of that for you. I wasn't hiding. They have my number. They have my address. And
Yeah,
while
they
I'm
did serve you multiple subpoenas.
And you just ignored it.
And you just ignored it. They subpoenaed all your employees too, who were all successfully served, but you weren't there, mysteriously, dodging the service.
Interesting.
And when you get served, they leave a notice that says, "Hey, we tried to serve you, but you weren't here.
Right.
Give us a call."
Right.
So you made the choice upon receiving
you
that
could have,
note.
yeah, obviously everyone else got served and you really wanted to proceed with this because, again, it's for your employees, right? You got to save these guys.
Easy to do.
If you don't do something, you're criminally liable.
You're liable.
So
Now you are liable.
Yeah.
If Riley
You
shows
can't
up
be
and
dodging it.
caves in Andy Andrews' head in, you are
It's your
liable now.
fault. If you are, in a hospital type situation and this guy comes in, it's your head.
I'm not at the warehouse every single day, which is kind of the
he's
whole
not there
point.
every day.
I've got employees and a company to run. It's
Right.
not like
I'm not at the office. I have employees and a company to run.
Right.
I'm not at the office.
Somehow.
I got a company to run.
Somehow.
Did he just say that?
I was a single day, which is kind of they have my address. And while I'm not at the warehouse every single day, which is kind of the whole point, I've got employees and a company to run. It's not like I was hard to find. And if they actually
What? Can you deconstruct that for me? I'm not at the office every day. I have a company to run.
Right.
Shouldn't you be there every day?
I guess he's running it from home, man. I mean, he's got his home studio. He's got to make these fucking stupid videos and shit. He's got
I
a
see.
podcast.
All right.
I assume he's doing that
contacted
from
me to
home.
testify, my statement would have been simple. Yeah, smelly old stalker guy stalks.
Old?
Things I've already stated.
How's he
That's
old?
it. That's the truth. But here's the most
So he's just smelly.
Yeah.
Not, I'm in fear of my female employees' lives.
Right.
He's just smelly.
Well, he can't. Yeah, that's the other thing is like, well, Eric, if you're afraid of what this guy might do, you have to say that.
even if it's for someone else.
Yeah.
It's not, he has cooties. It's, I'm afraid of what he would do to my female employees.
Yeah. Anything could happen and I would be liable.
He's so, didn't have breakfast this morning.
He's trying to say I was afraid of getting sued by my own employees. That's
Yeah.
his ultimate narrative.
Blaming them.
Andrew could sue me, so I had to call the cops. I mean, you know.
Yeah. That's why I didn't
You
show up in
see
court.
this hospital full of dead people? Well, what am I supposed to do about that?
important thing. This wasn't a me versus him.
That's a good
It was
shirt.
never about that.
Kill
This
those without
was
industries.
The state versus the weirdo. Whatever
Oh,
conclusions
okay.
the court
Get yourself a
came
drug
to
shirt.
had nothing to do with me. I wasn't on trial. I wasn't even part of the court proceedings. Again,
By
I can't
choice.
speak to where the confusion came from, even
You
if
getting
it does stem
subpoenaed.
from the county's handling of the situation. Once it was in there came from, even if it does stem from the county's handling of the situation. Once it was in their hands, how thoroughly they chose to pursue it is entirely up to
He's
them.
blaming
I
the
had
county.
no control over the approach they took or how far they decided to go with it. Look, all of this is just plain ridiculous.
I
We're
know,
talking
so don't make a
about
fucking
comic
video
books,
about it.
And they shouldn't make people this crazy. But there's an undeniable addiction element to the internet that pushes some
No,
people over
Eric,
the edge.
it's 'cause you
For certain
suck.
creators, it's all about
It's
chasing
funny.
engagement instead of focusing on content that actually makes them happy. And for others, it's
I
just
think
their
he's
social
very
attachment clinging to
I think
people
you're
they
very
don't even know.
mistaken. I've met Riley and
I
nothing.
think we're
and
all very
this video has not made him more happy than anything that's ever happened to him in his fucking life. For the past 24 hours, all I've seen is Riley tweeting
Cheering.
like, "This is the best fucking thing I could have ever asked for. It's Christmas in Riley Town."
And this is number 1.
This is his joy. Yeah, well, I feel like number 2 is going to be about Ethan Van Sciver. I feel.
Oh, I can't wait for that.
I feel
All
like
in
the
name
narrative
of
will get
drama
broken.
and attention. They get so
We're gonna talk
deep
about night
in these
letters.
fake narratives that they can't backtrack without looking like complete fools. So they double down, lie more, and keep that cycle going because that's what gets them paid. Drama forming isn't just a hobby for these people. It's their livelihood.
content,
they
Eric.
have to keep the bit alive
good
no matter how
content.
ridiculous it gets because telling the truth, well, that doesn't rake in as many views. And just to be clear, I'm not talking about people who share genuine criticism or voice honest concerns.
Not like you.
Disagreeing
Your
with something
criticism is
doesn't
fake.
Yeah, mine
make
is
someone
bogus.
an outrage farmer. My colleagues and I have voiced plenty of critiques, but it comes from a place of actually caring about the things we talk about, whether it's an industry.
No,
a
you don't care about
franchise-
any of that shit, and you've admitted to it a million times. That you don't watch any of the movies, you don't read any of the comic books, you just make fun of it for clicks.
or a creative project. We've been fans. We've supported these things in the past, and in some cases, we still do. There's a huge difference between that and the folks who fake outrage for views because they know that sells. That's the disingenuousness
That's you
that I'm
guys.
calling out. But what's really wild
Wait,
is
what was
the
that word?
ships. That's the
Disingen-
disingenuousness that I'm calling out.
Disingenuineness.
But what's really wild is the ships.
Disingenuineness.
That's the disingenuineness.
Does
that
nobody
I'm
like
calling
listen
out.
to
But
Eric's
what's really
voiceover and
they
go,
know
"Hey,
that sells.
bro, you're really blacking this video up, man. You got to stop inventing words."
Difference between that
Disingenuousness of it.
and the folks who fake outrage for views because they know that sells. That's the disingenuineness that I'm calling out. But what's really wild is the sheer obsession some of these
Disingenuine.
people have with seeing us fail. And look, if they don't like what we're doing, that's fine. They're entitled to their opinion, but they've made hating us a core part of their identity. It's not just about disliking the work. It's about desperately needing us to fail to the point to where they lie and twist anything.
Can you
to
stop
fit
for a second? That describes all of your YouTube buddies. 100%. It's gotten to the point where they have to twist everything and lie to
Yeah.
make money.
Yeah.
Okay? So, like, how every...
I can't believe Snow White
I
said
can't
this.
believe, oh my God, Rachel
Harry
Zegler.
Potter is black.
Oh my God. And then, like, yeah, just being like, well, the reason that's happening is because of this, you know, Kathleen Kennedy's being fired next week. She is finally getting fired after them saying it for
Yeah,
10 years.
yeah.
But she's quitting herself. So, yeah, you guys make up shit all the fucking time. You guys invent
All
all
the
sorts of
time.
fucking narratives. You go, oh, well, the reason this character is this or that is because this fucking conspiracy theory or, well, whatever.
whatever narrative. They also do what you've never seen myself, nor really anybody in my circle advocate. They hover over and get angry and aggravated just because someone online says something positive about myself or what the Rippaverse is doing.
You mean like everybody who goes like, man, I really like, you know, the new Spider-Man. You go, oh, you mean Miles Morales because he's not really Spider-Man. I like the new Captain America. That's not Captain America. That's not Captain America. Captain America's not a black guy. You guys do the same fucking
You
thing.
mean how the mom of Mark
I like
Hamill's
Acolyte. Yeah, exactly.
granddaughter asked you guys to stop talking about how Mark Hamill tried to convince her to get an abortion?
Dude, you guys
Do you
heard,
mean
yeah,
like that?
You
Like
guys
that
harass
kind of
people
hovering?
all the fucking time for stupid shit.
You're total cocksuckers.
Look at these SJWF slurs who like the Acolyte. Oh my God, they're such fucking.
Every
Hey, look at this
actress
guy who likes the
complains about
Rippaverse.
you guys.
His eyes are cross-eyed and he's retarded. How could
he can't help his eyes.
eyes.
He's black. Are you racist?
You're getting exactly what you put out in the world, man. You guys are like negative dick bags.
You are such negative dick
yeah, like
bags.
you've been that's your entire brand, and now it's like, well, you know, it's kind of funny that now you
It's like
are doing this thing that you thought was so easy. It's like making movies easy, making comics is
It's easy. You just
yeah,
don't be woke.
why can't these woke Hollywood SJWs figure it out? It's like, well, you fucking suck at it.
How could you say that?
I'm changing
You're
the game.
using this random picture of this woman that I would be surprised if she hadn't killed herself by now to
Yeah.
make a point that you're not bullies.
It is funny that he's using. See, we would never bully people. Well, what about the woman in that video who you've been using her fucking likeness in every thumbnail for the past 10 years,
10 years.
now?
Yeah, she'll be dead.
Yeah.
Because someone online.
This is
Yeah, you're literally ridiculing this woman, this random woman who you don't know, and you've been doing it for 10 years. You called a woman a dog fucker. Do you know how horrible that is? Can you get that through your skull at all?
we're not bullies.
You're a
You guys
bad.
are the worst.
I'll say this, dude. I'm trying to think of like the horrible things we've said about the Rippaverse or whatever else. I don't think we've ever accused any of your female employees of fucking dogs. Nor would we.
No, I don't think so.
No. Now, we have accused them of sleeping with you for favors, but
Just
come
the
on.
Soskas.
We say that about all women. Just the Soskas.
Yeah, just the one just the hot Sosco. Because, I was listening to, God, maybe it was Alec Baldwin or something described meeting his wife, and he described touching the small of her back on like an editing bay on a movie set. And I'm like, that's fucking exactly what Eric did.
That's what
That's
happens.
exactly what Eric did.
They brought his dreams to life with the Yaira trailer, and now he wants them to be a part of his life.
Bring that magic home. Okay.
Line says
They're
something.
all such pieces of shit, those guys.
Well, they're like
Everybody
they're
in
brain
like the
dead. They don't
YouTube-
get it.
Just as people.
They're bad people.
Yeah, they're really bad people.
That's why, dude. I mean, like, it's
like they're like stunted. Like when people are like when Eric and that other freak, what's Jeremy?
Yeah,
Cobra,
Jeremy from
who's
Geeks and
he?
Gamers.
When they were arguing about Eric being a phony, like Republican or whatever, they're all just holding up their toys to the camera. Did you see that?
No.
It's like they're deranged. Like they're really sick people. Emotionally stunted.
Well, they don't understand how they're like, oh, well, we're just ridiculing, leftists and SJWs, and that's like fine. You're
That's
like,
fine.
well, those are people too.
Yeah, they're
you
actually
know.
good at this. Unlike you guys. Like you guys bring
Right.
up the same shitty comic panels every week.
Bro, I've seen them try to get people like fired from like their job for being like too woke or whatever the fuck, and I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, like I understand you don't like their politics, but Jesus Christ, you really want them to get fucking fired over like some
Yeah.
stupid tweet they made years ago? Like, come on. Isn't that cancel culture?
Yeah.
Positive about myself or what the Rippaverse is doing. That's just
have
bizarre.
credits?
And for what? We're not in anyone's way. We're not stopping them from doing anything. Yet they act like our success is some personal attack against them.
No one.
Yeah, because you guys are retarded. Like all you guys buying this shit are you're retarded and you like stink up and shit up the world with your stupid interests and your thought processes and like the things that you do. You're just like a blight. You're like a virus that we us good sophisticates and normal people have to tolerate. Is you morons shitting everything up and ruining it. I fucking hate you guys. I hate your shitty comics and how happy you are with them. I hate it. I really hate it because they're bad and you should feel bad for liking them. And I don't think you've felt bad ever, and you should.
Look, there's like some guys who are making stuff and it comes from like a genuine place of like, well, even if it sucks, I go, it's coming from like a pure-hearted
what I wanted to
person
say.
that wants
All
to
right.
birth something into the world. And you go, okay,
like
good.
Space Cop.
Yeah. Okay, Space Cop sucks,
But
it's
they're
coming
trying.
from some guys who are trying, okay?
Yeah, they were trying.
And I look at like the stuff you guys are making and I go, you guys are fundamentally bad people. I've seen the way you act. I've seen the things you say. I know you don't understand that like wailing on Mark Hamill's granddaughter is really fucked up and weird and like completely unreasonable.
Totally inappropriate.
I know in your head you're like, yeah, but like he's
a
like a
celebrity.
leftist and a celebrity,
Yeah.
so I have
Yeah.
to rip on his granddaughter. And you're
Yeah.
like, that's weird and you should stop doing that.
Yeah.
And all your art comes from a place of like you are a stunted psychopath.
Yeah.
So you can't make anything good because you fundamentally don't understand what goodness looks like.
And you call the cops on people for making fun of you.
Well, that's
That's what you guys do whenever you're forced to deal with any kind of
pushback.
Any kind of pushback or any kind of
reciprocity. Now I'm being Eric July. Right? Any
think that's a
reciprocal
word.
action.
Yeah, reciprocity.
The same shit you put out into the world gets thrown back at you, and you can't
you do
fucking
nasty
process
shit.
it.
You do nasty shit constantly because you're nasty people. That's why it's funny to pick on you.
Yeah.
Because you're shitbags.
Bro, you had an entire video series called "Owning the." What was it? Monetize the haters,
where you're making
which was
fun of retarded
basically bringing
people.
on retarded people. And I have to say, I get it. Yeah, bringing on a retarded guy and arguing with him. Yeah. Okay. But like that means you're the retarded guy now.
Eventually, to somebody, you're going to be the
Eventually,
retard.
there's always a bigger retard. Okay, and right now you're the bigger retard. And at some point, you're going to go, you got to listen to this video, and you got to listen to yourself say a salient, and you got to go, shit, I'm the bigger retard. I should stop doing this.
And to you, it's only a little mistake. But to us, it's just screaming with retard. Salient is screaming retard.
You fixed your entire comic book and you left you revised a spelling error to still be a spelling error. It's just like, come on, man.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Exactly.
You made an entire
There's always
trailer
a
for
bigger
Yaira
retard.
and that needed ice effects because a lady just has her hand stuck to the sidewalk the whole time, and you just put it out. You said, we don't have time to CG the ice. Nobody will know. Who cares? None of this matters. We did have time to make a documentary about making a botched fucking trailer that had unfinished CG.
That's really it. Oh, yeah, I love making fun of retards. Hey, you're a retard.
You're a retard.
What? How? Well, you say Salient and your comic sucks and like you couldn't even tell it was 3D art. But I make fun of retards. No, this is retarded shit, man. You're
understand.
the retard.
I don't understand. I make money shitting on retards. Right. So what we're going to do is make money by shitting on retards.
But
something's happening, man.
But
I'm in the fucking Twilight Zone.
what do you mean I'm a retard? I mean all this stuff, man.
Yeah. Eric July is waking up in the Twilight Zone hospital. We're taking off the bandages, and he's looking at his face. He's going, I'm retarded. I'm the retard. Fuck. This sucks. It really sucks to be the retard. I get it. But, you know, the one thing you could do is stop being retarded.
Stop being retarded.
And this is retarded.
Yeah, this is real retarded. Putting this weird video to a bunch of stock footage like a soccer kick, that's big. To us, to you, that might seem cool.
Right.
But to us, it screams retard.
It's like, it's incredibly retarded. Telling me about a hospital mass shooting is the reason you had to call the cops on a guy with scissors is like, come on. That's pretty retarded.
Here's the kicker. Even if, hypothetically, the Riververse failed tomorrow, which, let's be honest, isn't happening, these people would still be miserable because the root of their problem isn't us, it's them.
I am chronically unhappy.
The anger, that desperation, it won't just go away if we disappear. They'll just find someone else to obsess over.
Man.
And that's the part that people
Thanks,
need to wake up to. It's on the audience to vet the information they consume, understand that a lot of what's being said isn't rooted in truth, but in desperate need for clicks, engagement, and all.
See, that's the retard again, buddy. That's that retard problem we're telling you about. Rooted. You're making a deep psychological point about how you are a more evolved person than us, but you can't fucking pronounce words. And that works against your point. Socrates.
It's his way. He has his creative uses of language.
Ultimately a paycheck. Drama is currency for these folks, and they'll sell
drama is currency for you. Stop pretending you're above it.
I want to take a moment to say how I appreciate our supporters, the ones who go to bat for me and this company. It genuinely means the world to have people who stand with us, who see through this nonsense, and who continue to support what we're building here. And look, I know it's easy to get angry about all of this, trust me, but I'm a man of God, and at the end of the day, I pray for...
Who's this guy? Alfred Hitchcock? I'm a man of God. Retard stuff.
I'm opening my own ministry, by the way.
Retard stuff.
I love Jesus so
Retard
much.
alert. Yeah, retard alert.
Ding, 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 ding,
ding, Eric.
I'm
See
a
this?
man of God.
Retard alert.
And the thing is, I'm a man of God, though.
Bringing up God in your 30-minute weirdo documentary about a guy making fun of you screams retard.
I'm so glad I never have to watch it. I really hope he doesn't make a number 2. Jesus
he will.
fucking Christ, dude.
For people like this, because it is ultimately sad. This guy became a useful idiot being pushed by others who don't care if he ruins his life. They'll laugh and mock him, and when he's done, they'll just move on to the next guinea pig. And what's worse...
Wait, guinea pig?
We're experimenting, apparently.
On Riley?
Can I be clear that we do not... I don't tell Riley to do this. You don't tell Riley to do
fucks
this.
With you.
Yeah.
Also.
The idea that who is Riley a useful idiot for? Riley's just out doing shit, man. If I was in charge of Riley, I would put him to work making me money or so. Well, he is making me money, so... You know, but
he looks skinny there. There's a good picture of him. Look at this.
I know. He's looking
this
good.
is the happiest I've ever seen him.
Yeah.
This
Honestly,
is right when he got
jail
threatened.
destroyed this young man. You took a smile off his face, Eric.
Sorry, Eric. I just want to ask. So we're miserable. right? All of us, especially Riley.
We don't have God.
We're miserable.
Right.
And you are
It's the happiest man alive.
and you're so happy that you have to resort to God. Right? So Eric is so miserable and angry that he's turning to God to alleviate his, and he's showing proof of us being miserable as the happiest. This is the happiest guy I've ever seen in my life.
Guy. He doesn't look sad to me. This is where you show the mug shot, not the, hey, how we doing?
The editors are retards too.
Should have dropped a rock on him again. Maybe that would have helped. They really like
doesn't
that.
even realize that none of them would ever go as far as he did. Not one of them would risk their own freedom or safety for the same bit they encouraged him.
I'll do it right now. Oh, you know what? Yeah, sure. Okay, that's a challenge. Okay. We're going to the warehouse now. Now I have to go to the warehouse.
Now
I have to go to the warehouse and put stickers on it.
Too far.
Now I have to escalate things too far, and now this is an actionable threat. Thanks, Eric. God damn it. None of them would ever. Yeah, I'll go to your fucking warehouse and put stickers on it. What do you mean? None of them would ever tweet that they're going to the grave. I'll piss all over your fucking grave. I don't give a shit. Like, what is this? Nobody's
I said I would
Riley.
buy the lot next door and dig in and and excavate the grandfather from the
Eric,
side.
if I'm in Texas and your warehouse is within driving distance, I'll tape a bunch of fucking shit in your fucking warehouse. I don't give a shit.
Who's this weird ghost?
I don't know.
Him on and
we're
watch
egging him
himself
on.
destruct for their own entertainment. So yeah, I pray for people like that. It's
Okay.
foolishness,
Pray
and
for
I
these
hope
nuts.
that one day they realize it before it's too late. But thank you.
Too late for
I'm glad we
what?
could break down
Everyone's
some
making.
of
First
this
of all,
now.
Eric, everybody's making a ton of money off your dumb ass. Okay, it's too late for what?
Eric, I have a house and a family.
Yeah,
what are you
dude,
talking about?
We right now are streaming to a Patreon audience that pays us X $1,000s a month to just hear us goof on your bullshit. Oh, before it's too late. Yeah. Oh man, we might have to turn off the funny
Ebenezer
machine.
Scrooge?
Yeah. Oh my God.
It's too. You got to stop making
It's gonna
fun
be
of
the
Eric.
end of my life. You know, when I'm on my deathbed, I'm gonna go. Oh, I really wish I had left Eric July alone. What a beautiful life!
Is he gonna show up like
what
a ghost?
Beautiful life I could have led.
Your chains will be much larger, Vito.
In hell,
The
in hell,
ghost of trolling future.
there's many assailants in hell.
It's time for me to get back to work and focus on what matters.
Don't be the kind of business the Rippaverse is, because that's the kind of business that you don't want to be.
Oh, because he's making money. 'Cause that's the only thing that matters.
Oh,
It's time for me to get back to making that cheddar, getting that bread.
God. What an asshole.
So my problems are improper use of stock footage.
CIA-operated Predator drones are now
CIA-operated
conducting
Predator.
surveillance.
Why did you click it again?
Okay, what are your
Improper use of
problems?
stock footage.
Okay, let me write this down. Improper stock usage of stock footage. Okay.
And making up laws.
Making up laws. Okay.
I could be criminally held liable by not calling the cops. Have you ever heard of a guy getting criminally charged because he didn't call the police?
Well, just that hospital shoot up that happened.
But that wasn't criminal. That was a civil trial where they got sued afterwards. They didn't get criminally charged.
Oh, then I guess not.
No, that's not a thing at all.
It's hard to follow, really.
There's a lot that's hard to follow.
God, I don't know what my problems
See, I was
are.
going to say, but this isn't a problem, though. I like black people inventing words. I think it's one of the most...
Assailants?
Salient and making up idioms. Getting idioms wrong is perhaps...
I was...
Getting ones drastically wrong.
Getting...
It wouldn't even be funny if it wasn't so stupid.
Getting idioms wrong.
Yeah. Crying about female employees.
I'm crying about female employees. The way that this is edited, so that there's no pause or anything, it really is like wears down my brain.
Here's my problem. Lack of receipts. Bro, all I've heard from you is it's receipt time. Time for receipts. Time to see the receipts. And I'm like, now's the time. Did you know, Dick, that Riley threatened my employee? Oh, my God.
Wow, what'd he say?
Wow.
Anyway.
It was like... Hold on, go back to that. That seems really important. The thing is...
so I had to do something.
He was threatening my employee. With what? What? How? Who? Which one? Where? When?
Where
How?
is it?
In what
What did the
way?
employee
Where are
say?
the timestamps? Where are the receipts? Where are the recordings? The thing about libertarianism is that
Libertarianism.
the state is an apparatus.
I don't think I could top any of these. Making up laws, improper stock footage, getting idioms wrong, and lack of receipts.
There you go. That's 4 solid ones. Guys, what a great bonus episode. I'm so glad you all agreed that this would be better off paywalled, and we agreed with you, and that's why we did it.
That's why we did it.
Of course, and if you've been sent this link surreptitiously, how dare you. What a nightmare. That, of course, was number 1 in a series. Let's hope that I don't know. I'm sure you guys want more. The thought of having to sit through 30 more minutes of this guy
I want more.
explaining his life is horrifying to me.
I want him to fill in the blanks for when Maddox's next documentary drops. It's going to take a couple years.
Maddox never got that documentary back up, huh?
I guess not.
That's a
shame.
That's a tragedy. It had like great comments on there and everything.
It only exists on my Patreon.
Did he ever confirm like why it got taken down? Somebody said he doxed him or something.
No.
Well, when stalkers attack, it's always stalkers. Everybody's stalking. Everybody's stalking.
Yeah, that's something that happens to women.
Yeah,
it doesn't happen to men.
Now, if you guys want to crowdfund a plane ticket for me to go to the warehouse, as Eric said,
they'll do that.
Of course, no one would ever dare do this. It's only because they've pushed this madman into it, this guinea pig.
Wouldn't he be? He'd be a trained. What's the correct metaphor? Trained monkey. Move on to the next.
Yeah, guinea pig is not correct because that assumes we're experimenting.
Yeah, Eric would be the guinea pig.
Dancing monkey, trained
monkey.
Yeah,
they'll move on. Patsy, stooge. What's an animal that's a patsy? Is there one?
A patsy type animal. A parrot, perhaps. He just repeats what we
there's
train
got to be a
him.
metaphor that has an animal as like something you blame something on.
Yeah. Well,
scapegoat. I guess close.
Yeah,
not the same. All right.
An angry gorilla.
That's it. Thanks, everybody.
Guys, don't forget to vote on all the problems at biggestproblem.show. Don't forget, Hackamania tickets still available this May. We will be in Las Vegas. Thanks so much for coming by. We love you all. And take care of yourself, America.
Bye-bye.
Quit stalking. I'm going to pee on that grave.
I do want to pee on the grave.
I kind of want to pee on it now. It's got to be something fun you can do.
Or dig it up.
I don't think we should dig it up, but we'll see. Maybe we can get it imported. We'll get a little bit of the burial dirt. Let's raise Mr. Ice up from the dead. We'll do a seance.
Is his body donated to science?
I don't know.
Dress up in lab coats.
I don't know if they did that back
and
then.
Dig it up and say, "Whoops, wrong one." All right, goodbye.
Bye.
Nailed
it.
Oh my God. How does somebody say this?